end of the world.
You see, all the apostles from old always wanted to know when is an end time. When is this kingdom, Esau's kingdom, is going to come to an end? And when Yahweh Shai is going to come and establish his kingdom.
Jump down to verse 6. It says, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars.
You shall hear wars and rumors of wars. This is the time we're living in today. We're hearing rumors of wars. We're seeing different wars with Babylon the Great over there in Iran, the small hats over there in Israel. They fighting all the Ishmaelites over there. Russia, China want to invade Taiwan. So we see in all these wars and rumors of wars.
It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
See you be not troubled, because all these things has to happen. You know, we praying for the downfall. We praying for the downfall of America. You know, we can't wait till this end comes for this devil Esau Edom, his kingdom to fall. But we know that there's the one major prophecy that has to take place right here and right now is the MOTB, which is the RFID chip. So we're not going to see the end until that RFID chip comes. It's going to come upon the whole entire earth, not just America, but the whole entire earth, where every person will have to take that chip in their right hand or forehead, and that chip goes, that mark goes back to Karagi. Okay.
Verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Nations going to rise against nations, and kingdoms against kingdoms. And you're seeing that powerful nations on this earth, America, China, Russia, you know, they are powerful nations. And these smaller kingdoms like Iran, all of these places are starting to come together to fight. And the Lord said that he was going to bring them into the valley of Jehoshaphat, Shaphat, which means the valley of decision. You see, so we know the great millstone from the prophets, from Elder Apostle Tahar on down, is teaching this 100% truth, all prophecy of Yahweh Shai. You know, that's what great millstone dealing with, is prophecy. And you starting to see, read that again.
Yeah, verse 7, Matthew 24, verse 7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
And what we've been watching, there's famine. Every time you turn around, you're seeing all these people in America crying about the prices. The prices going up, steak going up, bread is going up, eggs is going up. You know, just a few years ago, starting a few years up until now, they've been burning the chicken houses. They've been killing the cows.
Tariff wars. Yep.
Yeah, meat facilities. And even Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has been, experiencing a famine, or even receiving water. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, infrastructure, the drought.
The drought is happening, and you seeing that. And see, the thing with Jake is they're not watching. They don't have their spiritual eyes on. The Lord didn't open their eyes. You know, that I saw. And this is the time, man. Like the elder said last week, the elect may be already sealed. You know, so that's why we pray and we the hopeful elect, because we actually can see these things, what Yahweh Shai was saying. But the rest of the world is blinded, man. They're not paying attention to what's going on out there. That we're in these last days. The pestilence going on, that's been started since the CVID, the C to the vid, you know? All these new diseases they coming out with. And a lot of them are man-made by the small hats, by the top banker families. You know, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Murdochs, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers. These are the people who are creating this trouble just to bring this economy down.
Yep.
You know, just to bring in that new world order, which is going to be that micro C hit.
I got a screenshot of 9 catastrophic earthquakes that happened within the last year. The Philippines, Venezuela, Tonga, Japan, Indonesia, Vanuatu, Japan, Colombia, and Spain.
In Spain, yep.
Catastrophic earthquakes with 7 or more magnitude that basically put the people in perplexity.
Yep.
But they talk about the people who are going to be in perplexity. And when you go into Colombia right now, they taking their relatives out of the rubble.
Yep. Yep. I saw this one where it was I'm telling you, it was sad because it was kind of sad because it was the northern tribe, and they was under this rubble, and it had a little baby like 3 years old, her mom, her dad, they was all like in different places. But you could see the concrete above them with the metal, the twisted iron, and they was trapped. You know, it's like somebody was trying to, you know, but the sound was so dense. It's like, I don't think nobody could hear them. You know what I mean? Because it was so dark. Somebody had a phone and they had their light, was able to see them. Like, man, they only had like 3 or 4 feet to move around in. And you figured, what, 2, 3 days without water, you know?
They sleeping on mattresses outside.
Come. So we seeing all these, the pestilence, we seeing the earthquakes in all these different places, man. This is what Yahweh Shai was telling his disciples then. You know, but this is the time we're in now, dealing with this time. These are the last days we're in.
Right, precept. Revelation 1 verse 3. It says, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
And this is the time at hand. And you know, and again, Great Millstone teaches that you have to study to show yourself approved. That we have to learn these scriptures for this time we're coming into, man. This is Jacob's trouble. So we can, somebody give me that in Isaiah chapter 63, I believe. Isaiah 66 and 5. Because this is the time we're in right now where that's the only thing that's gonna save us, man. We got to stand on these scriptures in order to 63, I'm sorry. No, I keep saying 63. The time we're in, the
Jeremiah?
Yeah, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah 30 and 7. Good.
But the time we're in right now, man, we need these scriptures to take us through this, man. Call upon the true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai.
Jeremiah 30 verse 7. At last, for that day is great.
You start, bro.
Jeremiah 30 verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. It says, oh, my eyes bad. It says, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness.
Right, and that's what we're gonna see, because when Yahweh Shai, when he comes, when the judgment for this earth really kicks off, you're gonna see men gonna be crying like little bitches. You know, Esau and his kingdom. You know, their strength is in their military.
Yep.
And the Lord, when He returns, when Yahweh Shai comes, He's gonna make them cry like women travailing. You know, travailing is talking about a woman having giving birth.
And it's happening right now.
Yeah.
You see dozens of videos of Venezuela and Colombia where people's loved ones is buried in the rubble, and they basically, grown men basically crying like babies. It just didn't hit America yet. But earthquakes in diverse places going to swallow up some of these cities that an earthquake never happened. And thousands of people going to perish here.
Desolate.
We don't feel it right now because we didn't see it.
Right.
But it's coming here.
Yep.
In Babylon, they said dust with violence to that great city be thrown down.
And
the whole world is going to watch this place fall apart from the seams. Thousands and hundreds of thousands of people perishing before those missiles come.
Right. And they saying as well, even with the with what's going over there in China, is happening here in America, where, you know, they got all these Edomites starting to stand up against AIPAC. You know, and AIPAC is that group of,
we'll get it.
AIPAC is that group of people who pushes the agenda for Israel.
Yeah,
and they pay the politicians off on both sides, the Democrat and the Republican. And so, and they small hats. And that's how the Israel gets their money from America, is because they pay off the politicians, and the politicians vote to give all them billions and billions of dollars each year. Well, now the Americans the Edomites are starting to protest against it. And they're getting beaten in the street by the cops, by the ICE. ICE is out there beating them and putting them in handcuffs, and they saying we're becoming just like China. You know, they're starting to become just like China.
Yeah, they passing anti-STEM laws, basically telling you that you don't have freedom of speech if you're speaking out against small headers.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. I got that definition.
Come.
So you have it, the abbreviation AIPAK or PAC, right? Which is American Strengthening the U.S.-Israel Partnership. Okay, you go into it. It says AIPAC, AIPAC, and our 6.5 million members advocate for policies that strengthen the U.S. and the State of Israel partnership and help elect Democrat and Republicans who support the alliance.
Come. Let's see. Somebody give me Revelation 13 and 9, I believe it is. Because that's all goes hand in hand with this devil, man. You can't trust the Edomites. You can't put your trust in Egypt's laws and whatnot. Egypt is America. We can't be out here voting and thinking that, we're gonna change presidents and all this gonna go away. We're gonna suddenly be out of the war with Iran. The prices of gas is gonna eventually go down, and everything is gonna turn back lovely. Everything is gonna be great again. It's not gonna be great again, because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, he has moved his hand to take this devil down. And see, for these niggas out here still want to vote for the midterms, this is what we say about that. Revelation 13, somebody got it for me?
Revelation 13, verse 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Yeah, so he who leadeth into captivity is going to go into captivity, because that's what's going to happen when Yahweh Shah returns. Once he take over his kingdom, all these governments, all these different nations, there's 18 nations on this planet Earth. All these nations, all 17 of them are going to go into captivity. And guess who's going to be the top of this? Esau, Edom, starting with this, the top banking families of the international banking family. Go down to 13, please.
Verse 13. Revelation 13 and verse 13.
It's like 11.
Revelation 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast come up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
I beheld another beast come out of the earth, meaning that wasn't when America arose, got into power. And he had two horns like a what?
Like a lamb.
Like a lamb.
And he spake as a dragon.
He had two horns like a lamb, because those are the two politics of America that runs America. So if you got AIPAC getting money from the small hats, right, and they're pushing the laws for Israel favor, then guess what? That's who runs America. That's who you voting for, no matter if you vote Democrat or you vote Republican.
Yeah, they dealing with both sides.
Both sides
of the coin. So they controlling it.
They could come.
Right? That's one of them that's a paramount Edomite play. All right. I think Bach always quoted about, what is it? Maya Anshel Bauer. We speak about them not caring who make the laws. What's that that quote you speak?
He said, "Give me control over a nation's money, and not care not who makes its laws."
Yeah, which you get that from what's that? All wars of bankers wars and stuff. And really, the bankers, them elite banking families, are funding all of these different wars, because America is at war. All right, even internally, right, within this domestic system right here.
And I got some real quick. There's a quote credited to Kevin Alfred Strum, who said, "If you want to know who rules over you, just look for who you are not allowed to criticize."
All right. And if you speak anything that's, as they speak about, the anti-S, all right, which we are shum, all right, as well, all right, they what? They will destroy you,
Yeah, the young Eve chick that spoke out that said free Palestine, working at Burger King, they fired her.
Dang. At Burger King, even which is a corporation. And you know where that money going back to. Okay, so that whole speaking whatever freely, all right, what you think is without any consequence, not in these times. You got Esau coming down as a great dragon.
That's right.
With them draconian measures and stuff, where I just said this and now I can't even access my bank funds and such, right? Everybody socially don't want no associating, because they're definitely moving into with this social credit system, you know.
Yep. And it said they had two horns like a lamb because they speak like a lamb when they try to pass that law. When they're in the in they holding session, all of these bills, when they do the bill, they're gonna try to convince you that, oh, this law we're gonna pass, if y'all voted in, it's gonna be for your benefit. But we know that that benefit is only gonna be for who? For the international banking families. You know, the small hats.
Yep.
And but so when they convince you that this law is gonna be, it's not gonna hurt you, it's gonna be for your benefit. Once you vote for it and give them the okay to pass it into law, it does what? It says it spake as a dragon. Because once it become a law, it's gonna be draconian laws. Hard for us, the small hat, the Salaki, slip of the tongue. It'll be hard for us, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians, but it's gonna be beneficial for the Edomites, beginning with the top banking families.
So they go for the Goyim too. They go for the regular six-pack Joe too.
Yeah.
They don't have freedom of speech.
Right.
They're gonna be getting thrown in concentration camps for speaking out against AIPAC and speaking out against the small hatters.
Yep.
Because they look at them like they goy slob too.
Yep. And this is gonna be the family of the word as well.
Got a precept. It's Isaiah 10:1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and the right grievousness which they have prescribed." I'm gonna read it in the NLT. It says, "What sorrow awaits the unjust judges and those who issue unfair laws."
Right. And them laws is what happens when the wicked are in control. Them laws is only to benefit them, and they're grievous on us, on the Israelites, the ones at the bottom, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indian. This is not our place of rest, man. We're over here for punishment, and our punishment is over with. You know, the Lord said that we done. What's that precept? We have accomplished. We done drink from the cup. You know, it's their turn to drink from that cup. You know, so this is what we're seeing. This is what's happening right now. This is how it looks when you starting to see Esau's kingdom fall, like Yahweh Shah said. He said, "I've seen Satan fall like lightning," and that was over 2,000 years ago. And so ever since he was on this earth, Esau was losing his power, his kingdom, and that's how it looks in real time. And we can't. Someone give me Isaiah 33:6, please.
Yep. It's Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6, which it reads, it says, "In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and the strength of salvation."
Right. And this is the time. We can't forget these words because this time is scary. You know? Even for the hopeful elect, it's scary, but we know it's a must. We got to go through it. You know, we're not like these damn pork-eating Christians out here who believes into the rapture and you're going to be taken up out of here before all of this happens. No, we know that we have to go through this straight. You know? We got to, we've been tried. We got to go through it as well.
Yep.
And we got to keep this.
Scripture says that the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and sinner appear, you know?
God. Now see? Scarcely be saved. Saved. Scarcely be saved. You know? With a twinkling of an eye, like in the last, at the end of the 6th and right before the 7th. We're going to be taken up out of here, man. Our body's going to be changed, but we got to go through this, and we're happy to see this. That's why we say a ball. You know, destruction for America, man. Can't wait till this fucking place become a pillar of smoke, fire, become that lake of fire.
Yeah, unlike these other groups, we actually go into the different afflictions that we're gonna face in these latter times.
Sure.
You know, we have we got the hour of temptation, we got your darkest hour. You know.
Yep.
And we speak about those things. You know, and it says about. Read that again. The strength of our salvation. What's gonna be the strength of our salvation? But it's really going to be the application of His Word. That's what we're going to have to operate off of through the Spirit, power, mercy, and grace of Yahweh Shemel Shai. This is what we're going to be operating from the wisdom of the Scriptures. This is how we're going to move, and we got to move strategically, right?
Yep.
Even if we find ourselves in different scenarios, right, that are very burdensome and stressful, We're going to have to operate out of the wisdom of the Holy Scriptures. Read that again.
Fine. The book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 6. It says, "In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times."
Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability. So what's going to keep us held down in the tough, difficult times that we are going to face, that the world itself is going to face, right? We're still going to operate off of a structure that is designed to deliver. That's why it says the strength of our salvation. Because while the rest of the world is operating off of lack of faith, carnality, impulse, fear, we're going to operate through the Holy Spirit off of the words that we've been taught, that have been ministered. Okay, Lord, we're putting our trust in you. Let your will be done. And this is where spiritual power is going to be administered. Divine intervention is going to take place. The strength of our salvation. Because why? Because we trusted in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And in the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Go ahead.
Can I give Revelation 3 and 10, please?
Yep. Go ahead, Barzo.
God, this is the book of Revelation 3 and 10. And it reads, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth."
See? And that's what the Quan was going into. We got to keep, because we said, read that one more time, Salaki.
Yep, Revelation 3 and 10, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience."
See, we have kept the word of thy patience, because we have to walk that, be in that straight gate. We got to go through that straight gate. You know, keep the laws, statutes, commandments.
And if I can say too, the brother always brings it out that the word patient means to suffer, right? So it's not like an easy thing. It's not like we're just waiting on the Lord, you know, and having a great time. No, you're waiting patiently, and you're suffering in that patience. You know, you know, it's a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing that you're doing, and that the Lord's going to reward you for that patience, that suffering.
Yeah, the suffering that we go through and experience is just conditioning for what's about to come. You got to keep in consideration that the reason why these people are going to primarily fail is because they haven't been properly conditioned spiritually. You know, they're accustomed to, you know, all of these fucking handouts, creature comforts. They're accustomed to these things. You know, this motherfucker for a while seemed like it's too big to fucking fail. And so when the carpet, you know, the proverbial carpet is pulled out from underneath them, and everything fails, what do they have to fucking stand on? Nothing.
Right.
You know, something else with the Spirit I've been stressing on is the fact that the Lord said when he comes, shall he find faith on the earth? Because right now, really the only ones that have the true faith is the hopeful elect. So even in them times, faith is going to be a scarcity. It's going to be a scarce thing. You're not going to find people calling on the Lord. They're going to be looking, but they're not going to be able to find it. That's what the scriptures say.
Yeah.
They're going to be searching high and low. You're not going to hear those names but through the brethren of the elect. Really.
Yeah.
Who is really ministered to. But yet these people are going to search high and low, desperate
Yep. Crying for language.
to hear sound words.
Yep. Yeah, I got a precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
The book of 2 Esdras 5 and 1, it says, "Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens," which is the signs, "behold, the day shall come that they that dwell on the earth, upon earth shall be taken in a great number in the right.
That ambulance not gonna be able to save them.
Right.
They're gonna be going already.
That's people counting on all these things.
You ain't gonna hear those sounds that day. And that day you won't even be hearing those sounds, man. Because they're gonna be protecting their own. They're gonna be trying to take care of their own. They ain't gonna be out here protecting the people.
Save itself.
Exactly. Yep. That man that's driving that ambulance has his own family and kids to save. You think he's gonna be out here for the fucking everyday person? Just like the police officers, man. That's
Well, them EMTs ain't gonna be able to dress these kind of wounds.
Yep, exactly. There you go. Yep.
They gonna be
There you go.
un-
Yep. There ain't gonna be no trinket to fucking stop the bleeding and stop the fucking limbs flying out from the thermonuclear missiles. Yeah.
No amount of gauze.
Yeah. No matter CPR.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep pumping breath.
Yeah.
The electric. What's that thing that you pump the electric in?
talking about damn, what the hell is that? Clear.
Defibrillators?
Defibrillators. Yep.
Yeah, they ain't gonna be able to electrify you back to life, man. That
Yeah.
life, that spirit gonna be done left.
Yeah, remember when you do those classes and stuff like that, you know, you do before the first responders show up. You're supposed to do certain things before the first responder shows up, like like you're supposed to do the chest compressions, right? You're supposed to get the defibrillator, right? Call the ambulance, but there ain't gonna be no ambulance to call, man. Ain't gonna be no ambulance to call.
Right, America already. Remember, there was already instances where that has happened.
Cut that off.
Yeah. They told you straight up. Don't bother to call. Yeah, man.
Yep.
I know y'all remember that.
Yeah.
You couldn't get through.
Nope. Yeah. It says, "And the way of truth shall be hidden."
The way of truth shall be hidden.
Damn.
Right? And even now, remember, our words are really, we speaking to the masses, but it says if our gospel be hidden, it's hid to them that are lost. So how much more even then?
Yep. It says, "In the land shall be barren of faith."
And that's the time we were in, the 2/3, man.
And remember, without faith, it's impossible to please Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Remember, that's part of the thawah that the elect are going to receive. So when all hell is breaking loose, and the angels are getting busy, and them seals are broken loose, and famine hits, and pestilence hit, and teeth of wild beasts, horrible apparitions, and all these things, all these calamities, all them death angels that are going to be sent loose, the judgment's going to be sent forth. The brothers that are going to be exempt are the ones that got faith, true faith. The thing that's been preserving us the whole time, through the divinity of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, His divine will and His mercies. That's only been administered to a special class of individuals, and that's the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American. Out of these tribes right here, all right, beginning with the elect. And then you have that other peaceable multitude who is also the elect, the family members, men, women, and children are going to come into the fold. All right?
Got precept.
But that's how precious this truth is. Because it's not going to be, right now it's not even easily obtainable, but then it's going to be even more rare. It's virtually going to be inaccessible. Okay, save the elect. But through that faith, that's going to be the way out. Without it, man, there ain't going to be no other way. You're going to have to, basically, the brother quoted about the straight gate. Scriptures say that narrow is the way, and few there be. But what? Wide and broad is the way to destruction, and many there be that go through. There's going to be a lot of people destroyed. Why? Because they didn't fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's proper. Having fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is proper faith. Having this truth is the proper faith. Knowing the prophecies. The scriptures say that a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. Does that mean we're cowering in the corner somewhere? No. Don't mean we're cowering somewhere. It means that we're literally in the Word through the Spirit, and that's hedging us. Believing on these words is keeping a hedge around us. Go ahead.
If I may add too, nor did they take heed when the time to take heed was time, right? So like we're going into like knowledge and wisdom being understanding and being the thing that's going to save you. Now's the time to get the knowledge and wisdom and understanding, because when you are asked out, when you are looking at the destruction right before your eyes, there's not going to be no time to get the knowledge and understanding. The Spirit's going to be closed. The Spirit had already entered into the elect at that point. So when you're looking at the destruction befalling, you're going to be looking, man, how do I save myself? There's going to be no faith to enter into you. It's already been given up to all the elect at that point, because they took heed at the time when the time was given.
Exactly. That's a great point. Because to those that have been spiritual and faithful, when this whole C19 fucking was going on, brothers were willing to walk away from everything.
Yeah.
It was plain to brothers what they had to do. If the exemption didn't work, right, they were just going to fucking find something else to do. But to these people, they fucking were bugging out. What do I do? I can't leave my job. I got a family. I got kids. I got bills. Right? They didn't want to lose their position. Some of these people were probably up for promotion. and they gave them a false, they gave them an ulterior motive. Basically, you either take this experimentation or you gotta get the hell out. And how many people folded under that pressure? We weren't fucking taken by that. Brothers weren't taken by that.
Yeah, they came with the exemption to me. I already went and applied for a job, and I already got the job. I was like, okay, well, they made the way. I went through my trial, and other brothers had the same thing,
Right,
So,
it was a test.
yeah, and it's just, remember, counsel was what helped us get through that, which is the wisdom, which is directed through men, how to, of course, we go into the Christian Science, right?
And you had false leaders out there telling people to take it, telling their congregation to take it.
Yep.
The ISUPK, the IUIC, they said, all right, Nate said to take it, and then turned around and said not to take it. So what the hell do we do? Right? Over there at the IUIC. That's what they got. What the hell do we do?
Interpretation, apparently. We interpreted it wrong.
The ISUPK, their leader, you know what? Just go ahead and take the vaccine. Our teachers didn't tell us to do none of that bullshit.
A bunch of them or something like that? Or?
We would warn people not to. Remember Brothers' video? How much you check that? Brothers' videos were getting struck crazy because of that medical disinformation campaign they had going.
Yep.
We were heavily on the never trust our enemy.
Yeah.
Like come on, if there was ever a time not to trust your enemy, this is it.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, but now this asshole fucking Fauci wants to talk about I plead the fifth all the day. He had nothing to say. He had nothing to say in Congress. Talk about all the millions of dollars that he fucking netted off of that shit, or billion off of the shit, billions of dollars. Yeah, yep.
They're just making it seem like something's being done to hold somebody accountable, while also basically performing a ritual.
Yep.
Yeah, because once you get a pardon,
They really mocking y'all. They really fucking mocking y'all. Because nothing's gonna happen to him, and y'all still got screwed over and have all these different problems, and you were still expected to follow the program.
yeah, because once you get a
No
pardon,
remorse.
you no longer have the right to plead the fifth. And all those congressmen or senators knew that he didn't have the right to plead the fifth. But one of them spoke up and said something to him about it, but the rest of them remained silent. They didn't pressure on him. They just let him say this shit 113 times. Then he walked out scot-free after millions and millions and hundreds of millions of people basically perishing today.
Yep.
That's Esau Edom for you, though.
Yep.
What the scriptures talk about how he gonna be a fugitive and a vagabond. The justice. Yeah.
Yeah, and the scriptures say how he holds himself not guilty.
Oh yeah.
He'll fucking destroy you and say, well, you deserve it.
Yep.
I was justified for whatever reason or another.
That goes like the scripture about earlier, right? Decrees or decree on righteousness, decrees on rights, grievousness which they have prescribed. Man, that whole thing was just the grievousness and decrees that they fucking prescribed to the mass of people.
6 feet. That wasn't even
Yeah, the mask. Meanwhile, the science behind the mask, the concept of the touching the mask actually spread more fucking germs to the facial region than anything. And then no one was wearing it right anyways.
About the C19, they're not concerned about anything else.
Right, yep.
On that year, it was just about C19, no other diseases.
Yep.
And infections and viruses.
And you was breathing your own carbon dioxide.
Yeah, exactly, yep.
So you killing yourself just breathing your own fucking breath.
And the thing is, it was more so when you were sick to not spread it to other people, but they made everyone wear it. And like I said, if I'm healthy and I'm constantly keep adjusting my fucking mask and I'm not going to be washing my hands 24/7. So who knows what the hell I just touched? Because they were saying it could live on the surface for up to 5 days. So I'm working and I touch a surface and I fucking touch my nose. Now it's all what I mean. So they even showed they even said that like wearing a mask if you're healthy is actually more damaging than fucking when not wearing it.
Well, remember, it was mask, then it was.
Yeah,
No mask.
they didn't know what
then it was N95.
Yep.
N95.
Then it was just listen. As long as you cover your face, you're protecting yourself.
Yep.
They were all over the place
They had
with
no
that.
idea. Yeah, they had no idea.
Then it wasn't even just the surfaces that you touched. They went and they attacked your money,
Yep.
and you had to have exact fucking change.
Yeah.
See that it was all a test. It's all a test for what's about to come. Because what's about to come shortly, in the coming days, it is going to be way more evil, way more distressing. Okay? Brother read about, but he spake as a dragon. You about ready to see the dragon really speak.
Right.
Because it's going to be full-blown draconian measures out here.
They already assembled a fucking a massive police force, the ICE, which basically got
Yeah, I
billions.
seen them riding around on fucking 95.
Damn.
They got these gloves now that they touch you and shock you.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
electric joint.
So they plan on basically putting you six-pack Joes.
And you're supposed to not move when you get shot.
Yeah, exactly.
You supposed to fucking
Yeah.
hold
Stop resisting while you
biologically
involuntary fucking
beatings and shit.
Put your hands behind your back like you're getting fucking shot. Like I got no control of my body right now.
Yeah, well, they be doing that.
Yep.
They kill you and still tell you to stop resisting.
Yeah.
He's already dead.
The hands behind your back, and you're literally laid unconscious dead.
Stop resisting.
Yeah.
That video, that old girl got she got punched by that cop being arrested. She really told her, like, bro, I'm on the ground. I'm really on the ground. Why you keep on punishing me? You can eat a mic. It's imperceptible. Hatred was getting to his head, man. He couldn't stop himself.
Because that's how they trained them.
Yeah.
They trained them to knock you unconscious.
Yep.
And when their back is against the wall, I was just following orders. Like, you nut ass nigga, man.
What's the precept you wanted?
Did you say Jeremiah 51, 58, right?
58. Jeremiah 51 and 9.
51 and 9?
9.
9, right? Okay, it's a lot there.
Yeah, when these police get training, remember they're told that their safety takes precedence over anybody else's. So this is why they come with a lot of hostility, because they perceive everything that moves as a threat to their well-being. That's what they're taught. Officer safety first. That's that holds a higher priority than protection. As a matter of fact, legally, this is on record. A brother could look this up. They have no obligation to protect you. This idea of defend and protect is a fucking lie. They have no legal obligation to protect the citizens or the public at all.
When I was younger, I used to watch the cowboy
Yeah,
movies.
they're only, exactly, brother. Their only, like the brother just said, their only obligation is to enforce policy, because it ain't even really law. It's fucking code. But we'll just, for all intents and purposes, to enforce the law.
Whatever the hell they say.
Yeah, whatever the hell they say.
Yeah, when I was younger, I used to watch the cowboy movies, and the posters would be up, wanted dead or alive. Meaning, if they kill you, they're not gonna get in trouble. So it's easier to kill you and throw you in the back of the horse and bring you in than to subdue you and put you in handcuffs and then feed you on the way back to wherever he's taking you.
Yeah, they were so-called Christians too.
Yeah.
They were really Satan worshipers.
Yeah.
We're no damn Christians. What scripture is that? Lynch a nigga, put him over fire, dip him up and down in fire until he died. Where is that at in the scriptures? Esau he was never a Christian. He's just a liar.
Yeah, there's a song by Rage Against the Machine called "Killing in the Name of."
Oh, yeah.
One of the lyrics is, "Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses."
Yeah, they really secretly worship Satan.
Yep.
And they don't have any sense of biblical understanding. They just use it as a weapon here and there, but inwardly they're just devils. They pray they worship Satan. They don't keep their own laws. Well, I guess Judah wasn't a man, 3/5 of a man. How you interpret that? So if you're 3/5 of a man, that means you can murder him like an animal. So where does the man part come in at? Because stuff you did to the tribes were worse than you would do to an animal. So they're full of shit. They don't keep their own law.
That's why this place has to go down. That's why this place has to go down. It's full of blood. We're walking on the blood of the so-called Native American Indian, so-called Mexicans, so-called Reuben, the
Actual Reubenites.
Seminole Indians, and Judah. This is all blood. This is all land founded on the children of Israel blood, man.
Yeah, so like it, just to back the brother up, that's what's written in Micah the 2nd chapter. Woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery. And this place is full of robbery, blood, deceit.
There's only one way to cleanse it.
Yeah, by shedding the blood of those who shed the blood. pursuant to our law, that's what's going to make it right.
First, it says prepare slaughter for the iniquity of their forefathers. You know.
Yeah, so a great slaughter is going to come upon this country, this kingdom, but upon a very particular nation, which is Esau, Edom. But really all the nations, because they've had a hand to some degree of our captivity, they're going to pay too. They're not going to be exempt.
That confederacy with the main arbiter of our enslavement. You know what I mean? They're in league with them. You know, they're in league with Esau, Edom. You know, and the world was made for our sakes anyways. So realistically, by was that the other nations? The nations are a confederacy with our main capture being Esau, Edom.
Got preset.
And you got 2/3 Israel too.
Oh yeah.
They're degenerates. They need to get rid of too. They enforce all the laws that Esau enforces.
100.
So they tell you, go into a secure room, turn the cameras on. Jake do that.
Yep.
Right? Judah, Ephraim, Judah, Issachar, they do that. As well as along with Esau. Right? So they're guilty. So when the punishment, when Esau get the punishment, they're gonna die the death of the uncircumcised, just like Esau is. The only difference is Jacob gonna come back into the kingdom.
And Scripture says, "Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished." A lot of our people are joining hand with in league with Esau, Edom too, as well. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, because when the police officer, law enforcement, they're like function like robots. So when they go out to the field, they have the force continuum and all that crap.
Yep.
And they escalate based upon what they feel inside and the current circumstances. Right? Not one or the other, both. They're automatons. Basically, they default to their training.
Yeah.
All right, so you gotta. One technique is to try to make them think, but you can get killed anyway. But if you try to make them think and like pause and like use reason, you know, that could save your life. You know, but Yahweh Shah made it so that they'll lack compassion. And then if the Lord wanted to terrorize them, they'll make them have compassion, and then they might commit suicide or something like that, or start get on drugs, or die on the toilet seat because they don't have enough fiber in their diet. You know, so eventually Yahweh Shah is going to get Esau back and his wicked Israelites back for their crimes. Now, when it comes to the prophets and the rest of the people, the Lord holds the prophets above all the rest of Israel. So we believe we are the prophets. So when the Lord touches us, it's the apple of his eye. All right, there's a hierarchy. All right, they're going to pay for all the sins against the sons of Jacob, but there's a hierarchy of punishment. All right, the scriptures tell you what in Revelation 11 chapter, that if any man shall hurt them, fire proceeded out of their mouth and destroyed their enemies. All right, you got first. Well, he even says first the Jew, then the Gentile. Right? There's a hierarchy. All right. So Esau, he's basically right now he's living on borrowed time. The apostles have said that America's circling the drain. All right. Esau can't deal with the truth. They can only use the N-word against basically Neanderthal type Israelites that don't understand the truth. They don't have knowledge of who they are. They don't understand that they're above Esau. So when Esau looks down on you because you're a colored person, right, that your people were conquered by him, you get upset, but you should get upset, but you don't understand that him saying that proves that he's weak. You gotta use the N-word, you gotta say you're an immigrant or some type of transient or illegal. He's beneath you. All right? Because what the scripture says is wicked flee for no man pursueth. They don't got to mean your physical location, it mean you try to change the argument. You try to diverge into a different fact or lie. All right? The facts are that the children of Israel. We are the children of Israel. Like Esau, Edom, like the per capita argument. They try to get to that. Like, okay, the actual people, the number of people that committed crimes. Actual number, Esau, Edomites, they commit the most crime. They're the so-called most populous people, right? Then they say, per capita, Judah commit the most crime, all right? And they try to skew the records because most of you are stupid. Now you want to take a script precept?
Yeah, I got a quick precept, especially when it comes to Israelites. And remember, America is known for being a dumb country. Like it's known for being very uneducated. All right, this is why you have fucking shows like "Are You Smarter Than a Sixth Grader?" where you got people going around on the street asking people basic questions like capital cities, states,
Rendezvous.
and they can't answer. They can't answer the fucking question.
No.
You know?
The ball.
No.
They can't tell you what the mayor of the city is. They can't tell you basic shit. But Israel is even fucking worse than that. It's even worse than that. It's, Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast, and here's the thing, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. See, you're a valuable asset to Yahweh Shem Yahushua if you're one of his priests. Another word for priest is prophet. But that means that you have functionality, capability. That means that you have a sense of competency. You're able to understand this word and teach it and apply it. Jake don't got that. Jake can't even apply basic carnal knowledge, let alone spiritual knowledge. Jake is literally fucking retarded, man. Stupid. Like, Jake don't even have the capacity. The nigga will fucking push his car all around the fucking grocery store, but the moment he gets outside, this nigga don't even have the decency to put the fucking cart in the cart return. He'll leave it in a fucking parking spot. I watched two niggas do that shit back to fucking back, and it blew my fucking mind. It shouldn't have.
And it hit somebody's car, right?
Yeah,
But it blew my fucking nigga and a black woman did that shit simultaneously. You mean you pushed that cart the whole fucking way through the store, through the checkout line, but it was too much to go an extra few fucking feet to put it back in the cart return, nigga? Jake can't function on a basic fucking level to be decent, man. Let alone have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which is so precious. They're destroyed for lack of knowledge. It's not because knowledge is not in abundance. We're at a high time where knowledge is easily accessible and readily available. But they choose. They're willingly ignorant at this point.
If I could add to that.
Go ahead.
You know, because
that just goes to show you that Jake is in a very sad state of affairs. They do not know how to function as a reasonable fucking individual.
Yep, and you might.
And that's the thing. Our people are not reasonable. Some brothers said it. They're sottish. They're rebellious. They're literally rebellious. And now, if I would have said anything to any one of them, how do you think they would have reacted? They would have acted like I did them wrong.
Yeah, they would have gone at you.
Yeah. Turn around, fucking would have rendered me.
They would have switched you out.
Yeah. Acted like I was the problem. But anyway, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, if I could say, because the brother used an example, and some people are like, oh, it's just a shopping cart. But you understand, there's actually a theory behind it. It's called the shopping cart theory, or the ideology. And the point is it tests your morality. It tests can you do something without being a negative, because there's no law or there's nothing that says that you have to put it back. You don't have to, but it's a test of morality. The problem is Jake don't have everyday morality. They don't have no morals. They don't have, unless they're being fucking forced to do something that's right. And we all agree that you should, out of respect, put the fucking shopping cart back because of the repercussions that could lead to just leaving it the fuck out, right? Like hitting someone else's car. Jake don't typically give a fuck about anybody but themselves. So was that? Well, yeah, but they're not gonna ban you from the store. There's really, like I said, they're not gonna kick you from the store. And I don't think there's a policy on whether or not you have to return it anyways. So like I said, they're not gonna. I mean, stealing the shopping cart be another thing, right?
Which
But
they
but
do.
which Jake also do. They go to the damn fucking bus station with their shopping cart.
Kid in there.
Yep. Which is even all that's actually fucking even worse. But yeah, that shopping cart ideology or shopping cart test is whether or not you can test a person's morality if they would actually return it. And oftentimes our people don't. Our people are sottish children, man, stiff-necked, hard-headed, and that's why when you try to correct them on something even as low as that's why when you correct them on the spiritual thing, they really get at you. That's why the scriptures talk about it's a knife that cut asunder, deeply dividing. Like just cuts the spirits up. But Jake, we'll get mad about anything that he's being corrected on, whether it be moral.
They're like overgrown children.
Yep.
They can't respond to any sort of discipline.
I was just to say that in spirit. Jake is the one that's pushing now. If you look on the internet, that you're still a child all the way up until 25. It's Jake that's
ridiculous.
it's Jake that's saying that no children, and that includes up until 25. So if you a 30-year-old man, you talk to a 25-year-old woman, man, hey bro, something wrong with you, you need to be put under the jail or something. it's so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that's pushing that bullshit, man. And then, of course, Jake is the trendsetter, so everybody was like, you know what? That's right, because when I was 25, I was, I didn't have my head on my shoulders yet, But when I was 21, I was making horrible decisions.
Yeah, because you conditioned in the society to fucking behave that way.
Yeah, it's called when we talk about
Infantization.
Yeah, infantization.
Basically,
Infantilization, right.
Infantilization, right.
And where basically you remove the responsibility of anything from the said person because you believe that their brain is not fully developed, which this brother always goes into. Even a child up to 2 years old knows right from wrong.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that begins in the very early stages. Like, one of the first words that a child is able to identify and recognize is the word no.
Yeah.
And it sets a precedence. It's considered a boundary because a child has to develop something called impulse control. Okay? So when you're putting up boundary, yes, no, that's actually developed and understood months into their development. And it starts to evolve to year 3 year because you get into the so-called terrible twos.
Yeah.
What's so terrible about it is because they're dealing with learning new skill and what they're capable of versus their impulse. What their impulse is telling them.
And then that boundary of you saying
So,
no and then
right.
wanting to do it anyway. But when you enforce the laws of your house, which is all synonymous with the laws of the Lord too.
Remember,
the Lord
these
told us not to do something.
Exactly. But these people are all full of shit. It's all just a way of basically excusing not only bad behavior, but not holding yourself accountable or not allowing anybody else to be able to hold you accountable. So it all comes down to accountability. All right? When a child turns between 12 and 13, they were actually set to help the household. They were given responsibility. I know when I was 12 and 13 years old, I was helping my dad at the garage fucking change tires.
Yeah.
At 12 and 13. I was moving vehicles at 12 and 13 years old on the lot.
Yep.
You don't have none of that discipline. People are so disconnected. The only thing they know how to do is fucking tap a nap and log on to social media. They're totally disconnected.
Even when it comes to, let's just say
and that's all by design. This is a mental decline. You talk about how the brain ain't developed until 25, but you know what? You know what else is also in a fucking major, or a major problem amongst these people? Depression, anxiety, all right? Bipolar disorders, mental health issues. These people aren't even fucking stable. So how far are you gonna kick that fucking can down the road? 30? Yeah, well, when I get 30, I'll get my life together.
Yeah, it's called, because children know how to...
That's insane. If you're 30 years old, or if a man is even 25, and you don't have your shit together, you're considered a fucking deadbeat. Okay? And they usually mainly cater that idea towards women for not holding women accountable. Remember, women get a pass in this society when it comes to anything. Okay? A man was fucking 25, 26 years old and he don't have a fucking solid, stable fucking income. Ain't nobody messing with him. So these people are freaking hypocrites. They're full of shit. And they know that shit ain't true.
Even when we talk about the way that America is emphasizing the people with lack of responsibility, or like you said, an excuse to get out of things. This is why the Lord said that you will have no cloak for your sin,
right? Because
now you're being exposed for the things that you're doing wrong. But when you go into even when a child, since they want to claim a child's up until 21, okay,
really 25. People are pushing 25.
Yeah, that's the main one that I've been seeing of lately, up until 25. And it said, I typed it in. If they're not able to make decisions, are children able to manipulate their parents?
Right, and that's another one that goes with this, exactly.
To manipulate somebody, you have to have
a
sense of right and wrong, and a sense of intelligence. There's a level of intelligence you have to play on the minds of people
to get your way.
To get your way. So I typed in on chat. It says, "Do children know how to manipulate their parents?" And it said yes. But manipulation in children isn't always the same or as calculated as adults, which I disagree. You got children that are very calculated and know if I go to mom, she'll say yes, but if I go to dad on some bullshit, he'll say no. That's a very thought out, calculated decision making.
Right.
You know, that's not nothing light. All right, people do that on a daily basis. If I go to this supervisor with something, he might be more lenient and say, "Oh, it's okay to do it," but I know not to do it around this supervisor because he's gonna be on my ass about it. It's the same decision making.
Yeah.
All right, you can't hold somebody not accountable because the main thing right now is like there'd be like a woman. She might be in the teenage years or whatever, and she's like, what is she doing at a fucking club that's for 21 and up? Oh, well, you're a dude. You should know the difference between, somebody who's in their teens. She's at a club for people who are 21 and up. So how am I getting in trouble for talking to the person at a 21 and club? She's there, but she's not supposed to be there. You know, if somebody's in a place where they're not supposed to, and they got in because they look the part, they may look older. You know,
or manipulated their way to get in the first place.
Exactly, but this kingdom doesn't go off of the logic of yes, people are able to manipulate, bro. You know, or deceive.
And remember, these people only do that when it comes to sensationalism and virtue signaling.
Yeah.
It doesn't apply anywhere else.
Yeah.
None of these people are standing up saying, well, 18 is too young to go to war. All right? They're not saying 21 is too young to drink. They're not saying 16 is too young to drive. All these life-altering decisions you can make, but that's the one thing that you can't do. All right? So they're full of shit. Okay? And they have this. There's basically a mentality of when it's beneficial, right? They want their cake and they want to be able to eat it too. When it benefits them, they want to be able to play that card. When it's not beneficial, then they don't want to play that card. What about when children commit horrible, violent crimes and they have the accountability as an adult? Does anybody say anything? No, they don't say nothing. When these motherfuckers kill somebody and they get charged as an adult, nobody has nothing to say. Oh, he was just a kid. No, they say, yep. So this society is all out of whack. It's nothing but confusion. It's nothing but confusion.
A precept for it. It's John 15 and 22, because that goes into what the society promotes.
And remember, a lack of accountability, intelligence, etc., leads to an idle nature, which is destroying these people.
Yeah, wickedness.
That's why they want y'all immature. We were talking about earlier, a lack of understanding, a lack of knowledge, especially among our people. That's how our people are so fucking destroyed. The reason why these people are so destroyed is because they don't have proper understanding.
That's right.
And it's literally destroying them. Go ahead.
This is in John 15 and 22. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin. And we go into that word cloak. It says an excuse, a cover, or a hidden reason. And people like to give that excuse of, oh, I was young. When, like I said, we're going into even infants at a certain age know right from wrong. So how much more you've been on the planet for 15 years, for 18 years, for 21 years. You know right from wrong. It's just now that you're trying to give an alleged reason to get away with your wickedness. But at the end of the day, we know the Lord is not going to allow you to escape guilty. Because that's the main thing. When Scripture say when basically when man doesn't get judged expediently, they continue to do evil on the earth. But soon,
fully set in them to do wicked. Yeah. To do wicked.
So now that we're coming into a time, it's going to come a time where decisions that you make is going to cause you to be judged immediately, and it's going to be the worst possible judgment you can think of. They said we got earthquakes in diverse places. They didn't expect an earthquake. Just doing all types of wickedness, buildings falling on top of your head. What was that one video the brother showed of the woman? She's actively still getting crushed because it's slowly coming down on her, but you can see her feet. And on the other side is the camera, and she's just slowly dying. These are judgments that's going to come upon our people for not taking heed unto the word, because you're being...
Yeah, she was being basically crushed simultaneously while suffocating.
Yeah, slowly,
slow motion.
too.
So that's a horrific, painful death.
And then the Lord gives you time to reflect on the things that you've done.
Yep.
This is why we say, well, through the fear of Yahweh by Shemal Shai, we persuade men, you know, and women that listen. When you hear these words and know the judgments of the Lord, you should fear Yahweh by Shemal Shai. Before the camera started, we was like talking about Indonesia and earthquakes. Indonesia is known for the past 20 years that I've known to be hit with earthquakes and tsunamis, typhoons, and not just any type. They're always at a high level, and they're always getting hit back to back. Why? For the wickedness that they're doing. So how much more America when the Lord, you know, finally lets that tidal wave of judgment.
Well, even this destruction is compared to or symbolically represented as an earthquake.
Sure.
You know, when the missiles hit, it's going to cause the earth to what? Reel to and fro. It says in the earthquake in the book of Revelation, in the earthquake was what killed 7,000 men or slain. Meaning completed amount of individuals whom the Lord deemed to be judged in that way was destroyed by those thermonuclear missiles. All right? That destructive wind.
Was the men Lord said what? To the captivity, to the sword, you know, to the famine, to the famine.
So that's how you know when an earthquake happens, it's not some sort of just natural phenomenon. Yeah. They try to undermine these different tempests and storms and calamities as if it's just simple
random events.
Yeah, if it's just Mother Nature doing her thing. That's what they say, right? That bullshit. Because they're trying to desensitize you for what's really going on. The Lord is causing the earth to be active because it's an indication of where we're at in biblical prophecy.
That's right.
And the only ones that are minding that are the hopeful elect, the believers. Okay? Because these are serious signs. Somebody who is not paying attention is undermining it, okay, to their own hurt and destruction. So, it's just another day. Of course it's an earthquake. Of course. And they try to rationalize it any way that they will. But in reality, the Lord is showing you He's near. And greater judgment is about to unfold and be unleashed. You know? But that's your problem. You not paying attention. Okay? The Lord sent His men before you to warn you of these things, and you didn't take heed to the warning. So it's on you.
I got a quick precept.
It said, if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. So you want to continue in that fucking ignorance, you're going to get what's coming to you. It's going to be hard, terrible, painful, agonizing, pain, death, destruction, and judgment, man. Go ahead.
This is Luke 21 and 11. And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. So there's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna be going on Earth.
As a matter of fact, I think Spain just had a solar eclipse. Was it?
Yeah, you can see it over there.
Portugal? Well, somebody look up what the most recent. I thought it was Spain. Could have been Portugal. Or it might have been able to be seen from different locations too.
Yeah, the solar eclipse.
The solar eclipse.
Total solar eclipse.
So the brother just read about the signs.
Yeah, yep.
The totality, path of totality. That was, Madrid, Barcelona.
Right, Con, exactly.
Yeah, they.
Oh wait, it says on August 12, 2026.
Yep. It's like the new moon.
Yep, it was Spain. It was Spain. Experienced a rare total solar eclipse at sunset.
Oh wait, a rare
total solar eclipse.
So the Lord showing earthquake here, eclipse here, rumor of war here. All right, contention here. This thing going on here. You know, the Lord showing you each and every. Remember, the scriptures say in the book of Zephaniah, that the just Lord is in the midst thereof. Every day He bringeth His judgment to light. Yeah. You see?
Devil's horns.
Because it was known in the ancient world, even with our with the northern kingdom that was over here, they knew when certain signs happened in the heavens that something was going to happen.
Right.
Because we go back to the people of the scriptures. When the Lord has certain astronomical events, those for times, those for seasons, for signs, So when you have this, it's no coincidence that these things were happening. Solar eclipse. You said it was a total solar eclipse.
Yeah,
right?
total
Solar eclipse, and all of a sudden, then the earthquake happens. You know, and they'll expect these things that when they start being in rapid, lunar eclipses, solar eclipses, different astronomical alignments and stuff. The Lord is using that to tell you what time that we're living in, and expect some type of judgment to happen right after it. As it said, fearful sights. All right, just things that are out the normal. I was watching a video of a man watching the CCTV camera in a hotel, and a woman, it looked like a Northern Tribe woman, ran out her room and was darting down the hallway into the elevator, tapping the elevator like this, and nobody came out her room. But the room door closed, but it looked like a figure was just walking behind her as she was running down the hallway. She's trying to close the elevator door, and she's like turning the elevator, shaking, and nothing's there. He's like, what the fuck is going on? Well, the Lord's going to have fearful sights pop up for people, and those people may be the only ones be able to see it. On some poltergeist type, paranormal activity type stuff, man. And that's coming to America because it happened in Egypt. It's going to happen how much more in the last hurrah of the Lord here in America, man.
There was a video circulating around on the chat where a woman was going to sleep every night, and she was feeling like she was choking or coughing, and she couldn't breathe. So they put the infrared on her, and it showed like a black spirit basically covering over the top of her mouth, choking her. So those spirits are already here.
Yeah, these people ain't ready, man. They're not ready for the truth, man.
Yeah. Mind you, the Lord has prepared us. Different brothers always talk about their examples of certain spirits maybe fucking with you. As some brothers in the South would say, you have the witch that rides you and stuff that holds you down and shit. Well, all of these are just spirits. Okay.
Had a situation this week.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking.
Which I didn't actually have sleep paralysis. What happened was, you could fucking sense that a demon was in the fucking room. Because I'm laying there trying to sleep. I'm trying to sleep, but I can't get comfortable. And I'm not worried about nothing. I'm ready to go to bed. I'm tired enough to go to sleep, but I could just sense it. And I fucking could just feel it. It's the energy's off. You fucking feel it. And I got mad, just like, man, fucking go away already. Get the fuck out of here. And then eventually I finally was able to go to sleep, and it didn't fuck with me. But the moment I went to go lay my head down, I could feel the shit walk right in the room. I could fucking feel it. Because I went to go turn, and I had to turn right back around. And I'm like, oh, here the fuck we go. Here we go.
It happened to me the other day too. I felt the presence in my room, and I told her, I was like, no matter what you do to me, I'm not gonna lose faith.
That's right.
You can take my life. I'm not gonna lose faith.
Yeah, that happened. I had happened to me recently, maybe like last month, the last dwelling. I felt the energy. I went to sleep. I was on my stomach, and then the demon held me down, and then I was doing the different rebukes in the Hebrew. When I was calling and doing the rebukes in the Hebrew, I was like thinking in my head, I'm like, wait, I understand what this demon is doing. The demon was trying to doubt the timing of the Lord deliverance, like trying to make me to deliver, like, oh, this is supposed to happen at this time. The Lord can have you endure all type of different spirits that'll hold you down, and of course it'll be what, to build your faith, because I was like, I know I'm gonna keep calling on the Lord, and of course then his deliverance is gonna come. That's right. So that you have to also understand what these demons are actually doing, and that's why you have your relationship with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, by you drawing nigh to him.
That's it.
Resist Satan and submit to the Lord. Yeah, he shall flee.
They also trying to get you to fear.
Yep, that's
they
what
know if you fear, then you don't have no faith.
Yeah.
Fear leads to doubt. That's why. When you start fearing the wrong things, it ultimately ends up leading to doubt.
Yeah.
That's why you got to use your spiritual tools.
Yep.
Prayer, rebuke. You might anoint yourself. You anoint your house. Right? You burn the sage or the Palo Santo. You got to perform a priestly ritual on the right-hand side, basically.
And that takes faith in itself that those things are going to work, through the Spirit, that you calling upon the name of the Lord. Because this is all a training simulation for the times to come into. Because like brothers always say, if the average person, if the Lord allowed the average human in America to experience what brothers is going through on a daily basis, they would go totally fucking insane, man. All right, the fact that the Lord has have us insight of why certain things happen to us, you know, and then give us comfort through the scriptures, you know, that's what keeps us sane. But a normal person, they're wondering why. Damn, I just placed my shit right here. You go to fucking turn around or do something later, you come back to it, your shit's not there, it's on the other side of the fucking room or some shit. You know? Or you know, whatever demon might be fucking with you when you're sleeping, grabbing your shoulder, and you turn around and nothing's fucking there. That's gonna spook people out, man. That's why when the Lord said he's gonna bring these calamities in Wisdom of Solomon 17, he said what? That the unnurtured souls have erred. A nurtured soul is those that are taking heed to the scriptures. That's the elect. You know, that's a nurtured soul that when these things come upon them, they're not going to fear. They're going to call upon the name of the Lord and receive salvation out of those situations. But an unnurtured soul, they're gonna it's gonna have the scripture say their hearts melt
And they're
for
gonna
fear.
wither away.
Right.
And
That's
have
why
mental breakdown.
That's why brothers should, you know, just as a something to take heed to, you know, an exhortation. One of the first things you want to do when you wake up is show a form of gratitude. You know, thank the Lord, you know, for the different gifts He's given you, for life, for this breath of life, primarily, of course, for the relationship that you have, the fact you can call on His names. You know, go down the list, but put up them prayers, and then I'll tell you to take it a step further through the Spirit. Before you go to sleep at night and you lay your head down, you should say a prayer, man, that the Lord protect you.
Sure.
Because you never know. And that's a sign of fearing Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
Sure.
You know, showing the Lord that you need it. And we do need it, that's the thing. So you should exercise that.
That's the spirit, because this morning, you know, I got a new journal, and just, you know, self-journaling. You know, write down your thoughts, write down your prayers, write down what you need to do. And like you just said, gratitude is really, really helpful, man. It calms your spirit. And it also makes you appreciate more for things that you never even thought, you know, appreciated. Like your bed, the ceiling, shit, the fucking window, you know, the computer that works, everything, man. So, yeah, man. So that's a really good, helpful, you know, tool, man. It's being gratitude.
Yeah, because we really got everything because of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We didn't get this truth on our own or anything. Anything that we've obtained in this life, the Lord either gave it to us or took it away. You know what I mean? It's really of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So this is something to actively, because I know brothers do acknowledge it, but it's something to actively, consciously be more aware of. You know? Make it more present. Don't let it just be a distant thought in the back of your mind. Bring that thought to the forefront and then act on it.
Quickly said, this is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 7 and 8. It says, "Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt." So those mental breakdowns. It's when we're seeing it on when brothers post the videos. I know the Elder Manatazaba always used to go into it, show videos of the majority of our women, Israelite women, having mental breakdowns, but you're having the men now screaming at the camera, well, you know, going crazy on camera, recording. Mind you, to do all that, you had to prop the camera up.
Right. And then start
You
crying.
know, we'll start recording, scream to your top of your lungs, stop, undo the recording, and then fucking post it and shit. Like, these people are not mentally well. Mentally well.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
you might have to do it a couple of times too, because you know the stream wasn't quite right.
Yeah.
I couldn't, man. If I did that shit, I couldn't take myself fucking seriously. Can you imagine watching yourself back doing that shit and saying, you know what? I'm gonna post that.
Yeah.
So everybody can see. These people have no fucking no sense of anything,
no
really.
shame, man.
No shame.
Jeez.
Somebody said
No
on
self-respect.
TikTok, the passenger seat is the new podcast.
Yeah.
Because everybody on the passenger seat crying about what's happening, why they not getting a job, why they money fucked up, why they car fucked up. So it's just like the passenger seat is the new therapy class, man.
And that's why it says all hands. I read again. It says, verse 7. It says, "In every man's heart, which means your mind, shall melt." So those mental breakdowns, people is gonna be at an all-time high. This is verse 8. It says, "And they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them." Now, when you look up this word sorrows, it goes into pain of body, mind, and soul. So people are literally vexed
not only just physically, but mentally vexed. You know, their thoughts are consuming them. Okay, you know, which normal medicines would work are not working anymore. Your body's what's the term they use when your body gets used to something?
What is it?
Resistance. It's gaining resistance to it. You know, so what? Now you got to go a higher dosage. There's certain dosages that the doctor can't give you over, so now you're just immune to those psychiatric drugs. And the Lord is going to allow you to spiral off of it, man. Okay? It says, they shall be in pain as women that travaileth. They shall be amazed of one another, their faces as flames. Behold, the day of Yahweh Bashima shall come cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. So 2/3 of our people are going to get it the worst. I know, like the elder brother always says, like, the Lord's really going to jack up Jake, man. You know, everybody's going to get it, but the nation of Israel is really going to get it, because we've been out here for collectively over the time with our apostles and their teachers over 60 years. So you have, what's that, almost like 3 generations, or you know, almost 2 to 3 generations of men of the Lord being out there to warn you of what's going to happen, and you haven't listened. So the Lord's going to put a foot up your ass sideways, man. You know?
Yeah, I just wanted to land back real quick off these different mental health disorders that are going on out there. I don't know if brothers know this, probably do. I'll share something with y'all. It's a term called hypochondriac. Anybody know what a hypochondriac is?
Nah.
Basically,
I heard of that before.
a hypochondriac is basically an unhealthy obsession of going to be seen by a physician or a doctor because you constantly think there's something wrong with you.
Oh shit!
You have literal people that as soon as they feel a sensation, they have to go run into that hospital, bro.
Mothers do that to their kids.
Hypochondria. Oh my God, yo, I felt a sensation. You know?
And
they gotta go right to the
911.
hospital, man. They obsessed with being seen by a physician just for them to tell them, no, you're okay. They're obsessed. I'm going to read the definition that they give. It says, an informal term for somebody experiencing an excessive, persistent worry about having a serious, undiagnosed medical illness. Mind you, there's no actual effect for the cause. It's just a sensation that they had that I gotta go to the doctor. Not somebody who's actually having a genuine medical health crisis or medical issue. It's just a sensation that they get, and they gotta go to the doctor.
Damn, kind of like shell shock.
Constant searching online, medical sites for symptom matching. Frequently visiting doctors for reassurance or entirely avoiding medical care out of fear. That's another definition.
That's a wicked. Reset bars off.
Y'all get this. This is Micah 2:10. It says, arise ye and depart, but this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with the sword destruction. So if you're not able to, flee the mindset of Babylon the Great, the other philosophies that it comes up with, right? These different false religions and such, it's gonna destroy you. And it says, even with a sword destruction. So just examples, the type of judgment that the brothers have been going into, I mean, things is only going to get worse and worse and worse. All right, it's not just going to happen, from afar off, right? These other places in the world, but it's coming to Babylon more and more in a very great way. And the greatest destruction, the greatest judgment, is coming to Babylon. All right.
Yep. Okay. Y'all got another preset?
Yeah, you got people complaining about
stuff.
stuff.
Y'all got some shots.
You're not familiar with these
6.
precepts. Here, Proverbs 22.
Start 6.
2 and 3. It says, the rich and the poor meet together, and Yahweh is the maker of them all. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. So if you see disturbance in the marketplace, you got to make adjustments. All right? You can't just continue to do the same thing. You believe you're going to continue to profit that same thing that ain't working.
Say the same.
A prudent man foreseeth the evil hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. All right? So by humility and the fear of Yahweh are riches, honor, and life. All right? So if you want some type of success, you gotta know what the scriptures say. The scriptures are going to deliver you from a lot of evil, but the thing is, a lot of you guys, you don't follow the scriptures. You only follow the scriptures in certain things. And the more you become aware of what the wisdom that was taught by our ancestors are, the more success you can have. All right, and more of acceptance of our current situation you can have. Instead of you being full of complaints and stupidity, you can be full of action and change for the better. All right, instead of complaining about shit you can't change, about to complain about the things you can change, all right, and then actually do something about the circumstances.
I got a precept for you.
Yeah, there was a meme that I seen. Well, not a meme, but it's a little image I seen a while back, and it says, "Do you have a problem? Yes or no?" And you follow it down. It's like, "Yes, I have a problem. Can you fix it? Yes or no?" If you can fix it, then why worry? If you can't fix it, why worry? If you have no problem, why worry, right? So the things that you can fix, you fix. The things you can't fix, don't worry about it. You can't. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, well, I'll add on to that. Whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. Because Joshua 1:8 says, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein." And to the best of our ability, we do that. "For then shalt thou make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success." So yes, you can improve by applying this wisdom. The fullness of that is ultimately going to be when the Lord gives us the ultimate healing and we're no longer in these chains of darkness where we got these limitations put on us. Right now, we got limitations put on us. We're under the curses. But there's coming a time where we're going to have total and complete success. Yeah, we're going to have our enemies underfoot. They're going to serve and rule us. Our kingdom is going to be of complete righteousness. We're going to be able to think beyond the way that we do now. But with this knowledge that we have already, we're able to do that. That's right. All right? We're able to be beyond certain things, habits, behaviors. You can improve. But the ultimate improvement is coming when that ultimate healing arrives. But we've already begun the healing process through the Word. That's right. The veil's been lifted. Okay? So we should be able to see through different things. Also, brothers already mentioned it, I believe, in the spirit, but whenever we do come under calamity or distress or certain burdens, that is for your spiritual growth. What that ultimately is going to do is cause you to draw closer to your power. That's right. Okay? And the Lord is going to cause you to grow through those different situations. The Lord is going to teach you how to adapt under certain scenarios. And even then, that is very beneficial for you. When you gain, it can be success, and when you lose, it can be success. It's a matter of perspective, because it's not for nothing. Okay? But your mindset has to change. Your mindset has to evolve. You have to cultivate the way that you perceive things.
That's right. That's right. Quick precept for that.
Hold up 1 second, brother. This brother down here got something we're gonna bring up real quick, and then we'll come down.
This is
Can you finish with?
I got more.
Okay.
Just two of them real fast. Lord Yahushua speaking is Luke 18:1, and he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought to always to pray and not to faint. So
men ought to always pray.
Yeah, that's right. And the next one is
and not faint. Get the word for faint, please.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like a spiritual rejuvenation when you pray, because you know that you're casting that care or that burden upon the Lord, who put that situation upon you in the first place.
That's right.
So, once you pray, you should have the confidence that the Lord not only heard your prayer, but is actively taking care of that situation. And it could be either you got to endure for a while, or the Lord might just remove it from you altogether, in a short time. But it all comes down to the will of the Lord, and you got to align. When you go through these different things, you got to align yourself with the will of Yahweh Shemi Shai. Get into the habit of reminding yourself that it's the Lord's will, not yours. Not everything is necessarily an inconvenience, and it might not necessarily be working against you either. It might be working for you. So, again, it's all about cultivating the proper mindset. You got to remain spiritual. But without this wisdom and this understanding, it's going to be very hard for you to come to that understanding and adapt. Don't kick against the pricks. The Lord is trying to instruct us in different ways, man. Right? So the different burdens and trials, even when it comes to, improving your situation, you got to remember to be balanced.
That's right.
And not everything is for every brother either. You got one brother, he decides he wants to get a different job, or he wants to enter into a new profession, so he gets the education that's needed or required in order to move into that profession. And some brothers might not be required. Everything's about Yahweh Shemi Shai, daily bread, you gotta check those boxes.
That's right.
And that don't mean you need to limit yourself, but you also don't need to get tangled with the affairs of this life either.
That's right.
So there's a balance. It all depends on that particular brother and his walk.
That's right.
But you have to make those. You have to be able to mature to make those types of decisions.
This is the word faint in that verse, Luke 18:1. It says the faint not. The word faint in the Greek is ekakeo. It says faint not. It says to be utterly spiritless.
Damn.
To be wearied out or exhausted. It says to be bad or weak. Implication to fail in the heart or mind.
Yeah, but so that's the thing. The scriptures say that the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. It didn't say the spirit. Now you might be down, you might be a little low, but this is why the Lord gave us very specific tools to use, all right, to elevate. Gave us the brotherhood, gave us the word, gave us prayer, gave us fasting. I'll tell you what, man, there is, and the Lord told us this, that not only is fasting a discipline, it is a spiritual reset. Okay? It is a spiritual reset. When you are in the mode of afflicting yourself and you're praying, you make yourself vulnerable to Yahweh Shemi Shai. That the Lord gave us that tool to tap more into the spirit.
That's right.
And men that came before us did that to achieve certain things. Either overcome this flesh, a demon, or for greater insight, the thing that they did in order to achieve that was fasting.
That's right. We can
In addition to prayer, right? In order to become strong.
Everything else to the side and focusing on the Lord and what His will is.
Yeah, it's a full submission to Yahweh Shemi Shai.
Yeah.
Right? That's
right.
really what you're doing. And that's what the scriptures say. You got to submit yourself. As the wives are supposed to submit to their husbands,
right.
we the bride and the woman of the Lord. So the ultimate humbling, which what does the word humble mean? To afflict.
So
Okay.
that's why it says, draw nigh unto Yahweh Shemi Shai, and He shall draw nigh unto you.
Yeah.
So the Lord is not going to just get closer to you just because. You have to humble yourself and get close to Him for Him to get close to you.
Yeah. So to conclude, when you completely deny yourself like that, the Lord recognizes that.
Yep.
And the Lord set that functionality up in the first place.
That's right. That's right.
Okay?
Going back to this, it
Yeah,
says
come.
to pray to, or
So not to faint, right?
not to faint. Going into the root word, because it's ekakeo, but the root word goes to the kakeo. It says to faint of a bad nature in the mode of thinking, feeling, or acting base, wrong, or wickedly. So when you faint or start to doubt in the Lord counts that as wickedness, man. You ain't supposed to be doubting. What are you doubting for? You know, because the Lord, you know, the Lord is not a man that he shall lie. He said he's going to deliver. You gotta have that expectation, you know, because now you're calling the Lord a liar, you know, and we know that you can't do that. The Lord is not mocked at the end of the day. So when you have doubts, you need to rebuke those doubts and refreshing yourself back to what.
So again, that goes back to really a lack of faith, a lack of fear in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai,
That's right.
a lack of integrity.
Yeah. That's why it says here, is that the kakeo part, it says the mode of thinking. So I'm gonna look at this word mode real fast. It says the mode. It says a way or manner of which something occurs or experiences or expresses. So what? When you start to think, you're gonna express a certain thought, certain feelings, and certain actions. You know, it's gonna be in your mind. You're gonna feel some way about it, and you go act. Oh, I haven't eaten in 4 days. My kids are starving.
Right. Well, if I may add to your point real quick, remember, whatever you internalize, you externalize.
That's right.
Which is something that Elder Ayathan brought out a long time ago. Whatever behavior you have or do, before it ever became an action, it was first what? A thought.
Yeah.
It was a thought. And you can either concede to that thought or you could rebuke it, depending on the context of the thought, you know?
That's right. And it says a mode of thinking, feeling, or acting base, wrongly, or wicked. So when that kakeo, when you're faint-hearted, okay, that's why the Lord said what? To pray always and faint not. So don't basically fall into the modes of thinking wickedly, feeling that wicked thought, and then acting upon it. You're supposed to rebuke those things, and the part is continue to pray, no matter what. Because you got individuals that will pray. Well, I prayed on it, and nothing happened. So I'm just gonna do what what I need to do. You're gonna have that spirit out here. It's like, well, I waited on the Lord, and the Lord didn't do nothing.
Well, you got to continue to wait.
That's right.
Sometimes that's the way, you know.
Or the highway.
Yeah, and the highway is not
death.
Yeah, that's that broad way we were talking about earlier. The highway.
That's right.
You know. And that's dealt without honor too. You know.
Yeah. It's going AWOL.
Yeah.
You know, to go AWOL is this. You don't want a dishonorable discharge, man. You know, you being sent to the spiritual realm because you disobeyed the Lord. You want an honorable discharge, you know. So if you got sent to the spiritual realm, it's because you did what the Lord at the end of your course, basically.
Right. You got to. The scripture say constantly endure. All right. Was there more on that?
That was on this one.
Okay. You said you had a precept down this way.
Yeah, I wanted to get a definition for a word real quick. It's dealing with time. Now, when you go into the etymology word for time, it simply means to divide. You know what I'm saying? Meaning to decipher between stuff. Like it's 12 o'clock, I gotta do this. It's 7 o'clock, I gotta do this. Well, we're on the Lord's time. Meaning that what he has set up, we have to follow those instructions. Okay, all right, this isn't the time to do this. It's time right now to get this done. You know, which is to push prophecy.
I got Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 6.
Yeah, like a clock. Clock is not telling time. A clock is an instrument used to measure.
Yeah.
And the Holy Scriptures is also what? A measuring, exactly, a measuring stick. It says, measure thou the times diligently. That's it. It's an instrument used to let us know where we're at and then how to conduct ourselves. What manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Looking for and hastening the coming of the day of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And everything that aligns with that spirit. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 51:6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul.
Right. And this is the time. This time right now that Babylon's about to be destroyed. And you're part of the hopeful elect. The Lord is calling you back in to flee out of her. All these concepts of living this glorious life and trying to be rich instead of praying and fasting, you know, and drawing closer to the Lord, you're going to be caught up in this destruction. And I'm talking to Jake, the hell with the rest of you nations. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about like Christians saying, everybody can be saved. Now we're only dealing with the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians.
And the elect.
Of the elect.
Of the elect.
Of the elect.
I mean,
right.
we teach that all Israel will inevitably be saved, but on this side, only the elect.
Only
The
elect
Lord
is
only
what
dealing
it
with the elect.
Con.
Don't look at us like, oh, wow. Well, what about the rest of Israel? The Lord ain't dealing with the rest of the nation right now.
Right.
He's only concerned with the elect. Take it up with the Most High.
Be not cut off in her iniquity.
Right, because this judgment coming to America. America is going to be the lake of fire. That's what's going to come through them ICBM missiles coming from Russia, China, and their allies. And when Yahweh Shah Mashiach cracked that sky open with his chariots, with his holy angels, man, beaming down those laser beams coming from the fire, from the chariots. He's going to destroy this place. You got to imagine, Philly ain't going to look like Philly. You're not going to be able to know when you're in Philadelphia, Montgomery County, Jersey, or anything. It's going to lose its boundary. It's going to become a desert. It's going to burn for a very, very long period of time first. It's going to be like a lake of fire. This is the whole entire place. And if you're not part of the elect, you're not going to be saved. You're not going to be, if you're not going to be saved, meaning you make your ass making inside those chariots. Yeah. That's what being saved about. You got to make it into them chariots. And then we made it. That's salvation.
Yeah, because in that movie Planet of the Apes, he didn't know he was in New York.
Right.
So he saw the fucking statue from what I was saying.
Yep. The vengeance already started. This is what we was talking about. The famine of the word, the famine, all the pestilence on this earth, the earthquakes, it's already started. This is why the prophets are on highways and byways, starting from Elder Pastor Tahar of Great Millstone on down, is out here risking their lives every day for the hopeful elect, man. Telling you this truth.
He will render unto her a recompense.
Right. Can you look up the word recompense in Hebrew? She's going to get exactly what she deserves.
Payback.
Payback. Righteous judgment.
Recompense. Transliteration.
No, the Hebrew word.
Gamon. Yeah, Gamon.
Gamawal. From the root.
Yep, go ahead.
The recompense. Reward, benefit, given, serve, deserve.
Deserve. Everything. You deserve it all, Esau. This place was built by blood, innocent blood of God's chosen people, man. Yasha Allah, the Prince of the Power. You did it to God's chosen people. Like the brother said, the apple of the Heavenly Father's eye, man. We're the apple of the Lord's eye. You did it. And you're going to get everything that you deserve, man. And that's fire.
Yeah, you're responsible for perverting the entire earth.
Entire earth. Yep.
The entire earth. The entire earth. It literally says that the earth languishes under the inhabitants thereof.
Yep.
So everything as a result of your rulership is causing perversion, degeneration, decadence, evil, a constant decline. There's no life here. Life cannot be lived. And more and more people are recognizing that you're not living, you're only surviving. Tectonic plates.
Yeah, oil.
The oil is actually a natural lubricant, and you're disturbing that. So you're causing shifts. So like the brother, that's basically a defense, almost like a defense mechanism. Like, yo.
Yeah, it's like when you have some like your bones in your body, basically, or certain ligaments. If you're not hydrated, you're gonna tear something. It does it abruptly, you know.
Yep.
Like since you got the tectonic plates, like the brother's saying, if the oil was there, they're always gonna move, but things will be a little bit more smoother.
Yeah.
You know, less dramatic. You know, but since there's nothing there and things are trying to move, it's gonna be a lot more dramatic and things is gonna shake and cause explosions. Oh yeah.
You remember a lot of earthquakes can eventually turn into tsunamis.
Tsunamis, volcanoes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of things get interconnected too. You know.
You done with that, brother?
No. So
Can I get Isaiah 66 and 50?
finish off the
You want to finish
8
this?
and 9.
All right, 9.
8.
You want to go to 8? Okay. Jeremiah 51 and 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, be she may be healed.
Yeah, this is the time that we're seeing Babylon falling. you know, and howl for her, take bomb for her, you know, give her something for her pain. We not going to do that. We're not going to be here crying and act like these Christians be saying, oh, God bless America, and we're going to pray Jesus and all that. Hell with that damn white, so-called white Jesus.
And that's really sarcasm, but that's really sarcasm from the Heavenly Father. It's the Lord's being sarcastic.
Mm-hmm.
You know? What? Take some bomb.
Right.
Fix it.
Yeah.
Put on it or something. But you can't, because there's nothing there to fix it. You know?
Right.
That's that pride that the Lord talked about. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. That's right. And that's a backhanded thing for the Lord to say to you too. He's reminding you of you're the basis of all men, nigga.
Right.
All right. Oh, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Yeah.
That's right. You want now?
Verse,
Okay,
yeah.
Jeremiah 51:9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed.
Like the brother just said, it's sarcasm. Because the man has been on this highway since 1969, the men of the Lord, bringing out this truth. Had they would have listened, maybe Babylon would have been healed, but it's not for this place to be healed. This truth is not for everybody. It's only for the elect of Israel. That's what this truth is for. To fuck this place. This place is going down. 2/3 of you niggas going down, and all of you other nations are going back into slavery.
I mean, this place was literally destined to be destroyed. It was literally erected and built up. The Lord said, oh, how great riches come to naught. And it's only going to take the Lord, Yahweh Shai, when he sent with the holy angels, 1 hour.
Then there's all the part of sarcasm too. To have a president who can't hold his bowels, or baby and pedophile, and the world is basically witnessing his degeneracy.
AKA the shit show. Wet wipes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Mr. Wet Wipes.
That's it.
I got one too.
This is and that's a perfect metaphor because the shit about to hit the fan.
Every time you have a conference, you pass gas, and the people standing around him almost fucking pass out.
Damn, it gotta be atrocious. I saw this one lady, I mean, she knew she was on camera, but she almost took like a step backward.
Like, man,
and did that, yeah, like, God damn.
McDonald's he be eating. You know that's all he eats is McDonald's 24/7.
It's a famous video of the bull sitting right behind Trump, and all he can't control it. He was on live TV like he couldn't control it,
He
man.
was asleep and passed gas and woke himself up. Oh shit.
This is Ecclesiastes 10:16. Woe unto thee, O land, when thy king is a child and thy prince is eating the morning. So your president is basically a baby shit on himself, man. An old baby, man. Old racist ass pedophile that shit on himself. That's the pinnacle of Edomites, man. That's the pinnacle of Edomites. Y'all fucking losers, man.
Yeah, he the real boss baby.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's
losers, man. Yeah, then what? Didn't he actually say that? When he was in the presence of all them leaders, he said, I'm the boss or some crazy shit like that. Y'all remember that?
Oh yeah.
He was in the presence of those leaders.
Ukraine and all the.
Yeah, he said, I'm the boss. Go ahead, Salah.
Sorry, man. All right, dude.
Bars off?
Yep. This is the book of Isaiah 34. I'll start at 4. It says, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, right? Going into that destruction, right? The mushroom cloud that's going to be caused by that thermonuclear destruction. It says, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree. Yeah, so even, during the climax of World War III, Esau trying to come against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, all that is going to be destroyed and brought down, right? In verse 5, right, the point, it says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Now, that word Idumea goes into the Edomites. It's just a Greek way of saying Edom, right? And I want to get that word for curse as well in the Hebrew.
I think we say too, the Spirit last night, I watched, because I never got to watch Terminator, the original Terminator, then Terminator Judgment Day is the one I grew up on. That future that they saw with all the destruction and fucking all that shit, it was 2028. You know?
Yep.
And shit, that was the year that they saw all the destruction. You know? And you know, it's just one of those things that I was like, damn, it was like surreal. I was like, damn, you know, when this movie came out, it was in the late 80s, you know, so that was like what, 40 years later.
Part 2 or part 1?
The first one, you know, and then when they showed a future scene, it said 2028. I was like, damn.
And you talked about Skynet.
Yeah, Skynet, the whole thing. I'm like, god damn, man. And we're already in 2026, man. That's only 2 years. 2 years after that, but they had the rise of the fucking AI robots and shit. But just showing you that they ultimately, you know, prophecy is shown in these movies. It's just like one of those things where it showed the desolation of America, man.
Yeah, like the movie Terminator Genesis. Now that title in of itself is spiritual. Now to terminate something means to end something.
Right.
The Genesis is the beginning of something, or the origins. Right. Now, in that movie was heavily emphasized on the Skynet, which goes to show you where America's headed. Everything's going to be interconnected, put on a digital grid. That's alluding to what? The micro C hit. And remember, we know that's the end of the old system and the beginning or the birth of the new system. But also you could apply Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow.
Yep. Because of the actual shit.
Because remember, that's gonna put the proverbial nail in his coffin. Once he mandates that chip, there's no coming back from that. That is officially when the Lord is going to intervene. Remember, while he is eating.
Right.
Okay? In his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. While he is eating, the Lord is going to rain it upon him. That's when that destruction is simultaneously going to come, and the deliverance is going to simultaneously come.
Yep.
So they got that title right. Terminator Genesis. There's a couple things you could take away from there, but spiritually, that was, you know, I had did a lesson on it a long time ago. That's a takeaway. The angle that I had it from.
There's a lot here too, but real quick. In the movie, the guy that built Skynet was a Jake. They blamed it on Jake for building the system that destroyed the world. If y'all remember, the Terminator, they went in there, put the gun to him and his wife,
Shot him in his leg.
Shot him in his leg, but he was a Jake. They blamed it on Jake.
Were they going to accuse us? Remember, we're the perennial prophets of doom.
was Peter Thiel and Palantir. The same thing that Skynet was doing. That's exactly what they have right now. You know, marketing different people as, you know, combatants of the state.
And that's why they're also heavily moving further into that anti-SEM campaign.
Yep.
Because who are the primary ones exposing them?
Prophets.
It's the prophets.
Yeah. That's right.
And it's really the scriptures that are exposing you. Okay? Because we never said you're not a Semite. All right? Which is really Shem. We know you're a Shemite. Okay? We come from the same line, but the Lord separated us as nations.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right? Inevitably, when our forefather Isaac birthed us. When Rebecca. Excuse me.
Sorry.
When she conceived.
Shit. Elam is.
All right, but we share the same parents, man. No, but the Lord did ultimately divide us. He separated us as a nation. Okay, and you were the weaker.
Yep.
Okay, but yeah, we share out. And Esau, okay, and Jacob are not the only Shemites. So they going off. They're going way off. They're gonna have a hard time if they accuse anybody and bring them to court. They have a fucking hard time. They're going to have to use that new speak in that perverse language. And I say perverse, meaning it's corrupt. All right? Meaning they could twist it, right? They can make it to mean what they want. But they're going to have a hard time because if we actually go into the scriptures on their ass.
All right. But they got to ignore that.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, this
But remember, the draconian measures is going to come, so we'll see. But if they still allow a fair trial, because you got to remind the judge, am I entitled to a fair trial? This is what enables you to start bringing in certain evidence. You got to remind them what Ronald Reagan said. One of your own said that the Bible was what? The law of the land. So we following this, you don't got no charges to bring up against anybody. Because you're supposed to follow that book too, but you don't. You cast the words of the Heavenly Father behind you. Okay?
We got to look up the laws on appeal.
Yeah.
I don't know what the laws on appeal are. Because if they find you guilty, well, can you appeal it?
Yeah. Well, prove that we not Shem.
Can't.
You can't do that. If we walk in there and you say, oh, you praying in an anti-Semite rhetoric, you go up there, you tell, I'm a Semite too. Like Elder Apostle said, what am I against myself?
Mind you, Shem on the planet, all the Shemites are the predominant cultures on the planet, from Moab and Ammon, Ishmael, Elam. You know, they're the basically the Shemites are the ones that's really running the damn show on the planet. And stuff,
Yeah, you have Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And out of those 3 lines, the earth was repopulated. So a lot of nations came out of Shem. So they got that all twisted. Anyway, moving on. What's coming? But the brother made a point about them blaming Jake. They're going to blame us. They already do. Remember, he's known as the accuser.
Yeah, the face of DI is like a black woman, I guess. That's the face
Northern
of
tribe,
DI.
yeah.
And that's originally was everybody benefits from it if you're low income, so or it's fucking stupid, I guess. Or behind, everybody benefits. Doesn't matter what group you come from. So, but the face of it is like brown people.
Yeah.
So that's how you do it.
Yeah, these fucking Northern Kingdom tribes is bugged the hell out. Rocking the goddamn green and pink hair, rainbow colors. Judah too. Judah right up there. Yep. They heading that campaign as well.
Yeah, and why do we have diversity and inclusion? Because Esau's he's a foundational racist.
Yep.
And by racist, I mean he actually enacted laws and actual action to murder you and disenfranchise you. That's the actual racism.
Yeah, remember, he literally made the so-called struggle of people who live alternative lifestyles equal to the struggle and things you suffered on this side of the world. He made that equal. Actually, he put that beneath it because he make sure that you don't forget, or if you bring it up, not to mention.
Yeah, trying to erase the history. That's what they did with the iconoclasm. The Sistine Chapel, the creation of Adam. You know, they got basically, look up the creation of Adam, artwork.
Yeah.
They got basically sodomites touching each other's fingers in the clouds with little micro penises.
Yeah.
So that's the creation of Adam. So they revised the actual artwork of the natives that lived in the area. In Italy, in Greece, and in Russia, and in Turkey, and in Europe, they did artwork by creating something called the Sistine Chapel. They're basically paintings to revise the actual works of the great men of the Bible. They switched it up. They got it from, they got Adam, they got God, they got the angels. Now they all look like so-called white people.
Yeah, they paint the likeness of their image.
Right. Yeah.
And then through that, they also effeminized what would otherwise been represented as strong, masculine role models.
Right. That's blasphemy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you corrupt the input on the camera.
This one of the paintings he's talking about.
Yeah. When you corrupt the truth, that's blasphemy. All right. Blasphemy means to slander, to lie. All right. So when you create Adam and angel, make angels females, make them effeminate and naked, make them look like wide hip Edomite men, that's blasphemy. All right. The scriptures talk about what? Judges 9:11. What that says? Judges 9 and 11.
In the places of drawing water.
Not Judges.
I'm sorry.
Job.
I'm sorry. That was.
But yeah, that's good too. That's 5 and 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
Judges.
Remember, there's a saying. I don't know who's it's attributed to, but there's a saying that says, "Truth is the enemy in an empire of lies." Truth is the enemy in the empire of lies. We live in an empire of lies. You know, Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
24, man. That's what I meant. 24.
Okay. He covereth the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Who got it? You said judges. I'm sorry, Job.
24 verse. Yeah.
You just said. This is real quick. Nahum 3 and 1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies."
When it comes to icons, you know, all of these things, they've pretty much been whitewashed, or through iconoclasm, meaning the destroying of an image. They've erased Jake, or tried to take Jake away from their heritage, okay, and what belongs to them. You know, reduce them to effeminate, all right? The men is effeminate, the women is masculine, right? That's basically part of them trying to separate us from being a nation.
And look themselves.
That's part of
they're the new rulers.
Right. That's a part. Exactly. That's a part of us being conquered. Because when you lose your identity and then you look at the images and of what's supposed to be history, you're confused, or you're either confused or you fall for the lie if you're not careful.
Right. Yeah, because people are brainwashed with the lie.
Right. Well, they attribute the white man's God,
yeah,
or the
right.
white man's the savior, or the white man is the people. That's how our people act. They're always about the enemy before themselves.
When they hear the word Israel,
So
they think about Edomite.
Right, they falling right for the trap. They literally put the struggle of others over their own. Now, how the hell is a fucking sodomite or effeminate or someone who's willing to cut off their members got a greater struggle than you? Somebody that was at one time considered a mental defect, all right, or a defect.
Degenerate or imbecile.
Yeah.
A degenerate and imbecile. You know, if you were sodomite.
You coming over here on cargo slave ships, being completely destroyed, is less important than an individual who wants to expose themselves to gene therapy and hormone injection, parade around in a dress. And our people fucking love to have it. That's the thing. Our people actually subscribe to that shit. A lot of our people are doing it them damn selves.
Yeah, when the time comes, it's gonna be known who has the truth. Yeah, some people's philosophy is believe in yourself, use your own brain, think for yourself. You know, then you got other people that say get with a religion. All right, there's only one truth, and we're gonna know when these prophecies come to pass. Ezekiel 33rd chapter, 33rd verse.
Yeah,
you're gonna know, but right now, you know, you got to think for yourself, crowd. You got to you might go into Buddhism, or you get with a mainstream religion or witchcraft. But right now, we're just suffering until that time comes where we can receive the spiritual power. Then you're gonna know. Then we're gonna put all y'all to shame.
Yeah.
Because y'all gonna get the chip, and the elect are not gonna get the offer the microchip, and we're gonna have that power. We're gonna show you, all right, and Yahweh Shai gonna show you who has the truth.
Right. Yeah, them judgments is gonna reveal who had the truth.
Yeah, y'all seen the bug out the guy that was teaching Egyptology? He got the fingernails in him. Young Pharaoh. You see how the Lord bucked him completely out, man.
Young Pharaoh goes back. He's already a nutcase.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just got recently exposed. I guess in the past couple of months, something like that. I don't know when it happened. But yeah, he got the finger. He probably been dressing like that. He was always like weird and nutty and all that. And he was doing that stuff to make money anyway. When he first started doing that like 10, 15 years ago, he started talking about the black woman ain't God no more and all that. He did like a switch. So he basically going through different phases. And moments of enlightenment. First the black woman was God, then she wasn't God. Then his money went up. And then he started doing all this other weird shit with the Egyptology and all this stuff. All right? But he can just go whatever way he wants, whatever way gonna make him money. So I guess this way he's making him money again.
Driver's seat.
Right, yeah.
Pulling them in different directions.
First the black woman was God, now she's not God. Is she God again now? I don't know.
Yeah, there's different spirits activated on
pulling them, jerking them to and fro.
Yeah.
With every wind and doctrine.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you make a deal with the devil, every time you want to increase, you got to be more degenerate.
That's it. You got to present an immoral sacrifice.
Yeah, I don't know about y'all know about Terrence Howard. I don't know if he took a deal or not, but I guess he got out. I don't know what deal he got, but apparently he lost a role, whatever, and then he started just like kind of going against the grain somewhat. That don't mean you should listen to him, though.
No.
That don't mean you should listen to him. Just some people, they get out early, before they get fully invested.
Yeah, I don't know when that necessarily happened. I just know that.
I think during one of the Iron Man.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
he was supposed to play the
Traitor.
War Machine, the water.
Yeah.
And they gave the role to Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
And supposedly, I don't know how true it is, but Terrence Howard was the one that advocated for Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he was.
To be the Iron Man.
Yeah. And I know he definitely got a raw deal because his paycheck was slim compared to what the rest of the actors were getting. So, you know, whatever. That might have been the deal breaker. It might have been accumulating for some time. Who knows? Might have been the straw that broke the camel's back. But yeah, Terrence Howard. Yep.
You might have seen like he making like social media runs the past couple of years. You know, building his following up, his subscriptions, and all that. And because if you don't get a Hollywood check, you gotta get subscribers and supporters to keep the lifestyle up. You know, he got I think 46,000 subs. You know, on one of his social medias.
Yeah, he went on Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, he was on Joe Rogan. That degenerate. What's that? The manosphere dudes. Like a chain smoker.
I know you talking.
He's like a fucking chain smoker, man. He's with them other fucking clowns, the Fresh and Fit clowns. No, he brought him on a show like a chain smoker. He a Catholic. Wilson something.
Andrew Wilson.
Yeah, he's a degenerate. Yeah, that Edomite. He's a fucking degenerate, man.
Yeah, fucking Andrew Wilson is a piece of shit.
Cigarettes, man.
Yeah, he's a real big piece of shit.
Catholic apologist.
Yeah, he hails himself as this mighty debater.
Yeah, and his wife apparently is that's why you shouldn't listen to these fuckers. They don't live the life they tell them that they actually live. His wife is, I believe, he married into a family, according to what the internet saying. His wife already had children.
Yeah.
According to what the internet saying.
Yeah.
You know?
Remember, he's a
stepdad.
He debated Captain Tazariak and
he's Captain Tazariak. This dude too.
Yeah. Well, no, I know. And then Al-Azhar.
That's when he was younger?
That's when he was younger, yeah.
That's not him. That's somebody else. Andrew Wilson, Red Pill. Put that in. Andrew Wilson, Red Pill. Something like that. Andrew Wilson, Manosphere, something like that. Yeah, degenerate.
Yeah, he
so
primarily is on the damn what if
Yeah, he got clips from there.
Whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, he has his own stuff, but yeah, he was a lot of his clips come from
shit,
what if
this
that dude. Yeah. A lot of his clips, original clip, but he has his own YouTube and social media and all that.
Yeah.
But that's how they circle
whatever, that's what it's called. Yeah, that's what it is.
He a degenerate too.
He's a real piece of shit. And you're right. This nigga has to be smoking at all times. And how you gonna, like the brother said, it's like, how the fuck you gonna trust somebody that's constantly defiling the temple every moment you see him?
And allegedly with your stepdad. Yeah. So these guys on the internet,
he's so intelligent he can't stop himself from inhaling over 70 different chemicals into his fucking lungs.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Yeah, give me give me Isaiah 8 and 20. Did we read Job 9 and 24? Read that first. And they get because the scriptures talk about the law and the testimony.
Yeah.
All right, testimony is what the prophecy, the instruction. That's the testimony. Go ahead. Yep.
Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20.
1 and 9:24 first.
9:24.
Job.
I got it. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
All right, that's why people follow degenerates online. You know, you use them for what you can use them for, but then when they start changing their doctrine, you start seeing their true colors, you gotta fucking leave them. All right? So you used to watch somebody before, and now you see, because you can have judgments in real time instead of being a robot, right? You see that their doctrine has changed, or their what they really believe came out, and stop fucking following them. All right? You don't gotta keep following somebody that changed the doctrine, or you see their true colors. All right? But you might not have seen them before. But now they producing this type of content, and then you stop fucking following.
Yeah, that's because people they fall into that cult of personality.
Right. Yeah.
You know, when they really like somebody, they just don't want to separate themselves. But that's gonna be on you. You can't fall into that cult of personality.
Like Jake, not Jake, but people in general, they addicted to watching girls get kicked out of.
Yeah, like they'll talk
addicted to that shit.
Yeah, like Fresh and Fit podcast.
Shit.
The thing of it is, a lot of niggas that go up in there, so like a lot they don't like them niggas, but they'll watch the whole podcast though. They'll sit up there, waste their time watching the whole fucking 3 hour long, however long the show is.
A dumb bitch get kicked out.
Yeah.
Because you got people that actually they critique women. You got people that actually hate women and they watch women and they want to see them get abused and shit. They get off on it, getting abused, and it's fun to watch. But I'm not gonna sit through a 3 hour episode, you know, to see a dumb bitch I mean, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
I would, if I were to watch them, I would watch
Superficial.
them because of entertainment, not because I believe in them.
Superficial.
You know, that I'm following them, supporting them, sending donations in. It's
BBL.
entertainment. You ain't gonna change their fucking mind. They're fucking stupid.
Right.
All right.
Well, that's why they do it. They bring
It's
them on
entertainment.
for
content,
purposes
yeah.
of controversy.
It's entertainment, you know. And then you look at their doctrine.
Act like they had the higher ground.
Right, yeah. And you look at both of their doctor, they're both fucking idiots.
Yeah, they're both.
You basically watch them, you want to make more money, improve your life, but who they are as people, they're degenerates. All right, both of them. All right? So you look at the actual character of these people, those are not men you want to follow.
And they don't follow their own advice. They
Well, you got the guy that you don't like, the Benjamite dude. Fresh.
Oh yeah, simple ass nigga.
Yeah, he's simple as hell.
He's stupid. Well, you know, even Abba and fucking Fit, those
like
are effeminate niggas.
He said they like me for me. The girls liked it fresh for fresh, not for his money.
Yeah, and then he got confounded.
Like be honest.
Because he got with that chick, and then she messed him up. She messed him up.
Yeah, they like you for your money, and it's okay. It's not. It's not nothing. Allegedly got pregnant. Yeah, you know, women like you for what you have. You know.
Yeah. It's either power, fame, status.
You don't have to lie about that.
No.
You look like a damn frog. I mean, that was the joke going around.
Yeah, well, they
You
teach
look like a
hypergamy, but then they don't follow the rules.
Yeah.
You know, supposedly.
Yeah,
But they'll teach you all about hypergamy.
Yeah. You gotta follow people that actually live the way that they say. You know, like why would you follow Captain Cesariak? All right, he couldn't even break down about the languages when he was confronted about languages and what that his language was taken from him and all this stuff, which is true, but he was justifying not knowing Hebrew. Not as a language you speak every day, equivalent to English, but you know certain words, and then you engage into confrontations and debates with people you shouldn't even be talking to.
Yeah, and here's may I add, brother, the problem with these individuals is they're not doing it for truth's sake. The only obligation they have when they go into these interviews
to be seen of men, the prayer.
They only want to win the argument, and it goes to show you. And a fucking idiot can win an argument.
Oh shit! I got 8 scriptures on.
But that's not of any value or substance. Somebody could be dead ass wrong and still win the argument, but people will follow that because they like the way he looked. They like the way it sounded.
The way he talks.
They like the way he talks.
Really tall.
Right? They like the way he presents himself. Oh, he seems to have a thought. Whatever. But a lot of these individuals, they're not out for the sake of the truth.
Yeah, long hair.
They're just out there to win the argument. All of these guys. They're not really teachers and prophets and followers of Yahweh Shema Shai. They're debaters. They're Israelite podcasters, if you will. Whatever you want to call it.
Proverbs 13:3.
But that's a commonality amongst all of these individuals. They just there to try to win the argument. That's all that matters. To one each other up. It ain't about winning the argument.
Proverbs 12:23.
It's about defining the truth. What is the truth?
Proverbs 21:23. Proverbs 17:27. It's all about shutting the fuck up. All right? You don't got to talk to everybody just because they come up to you questioning you.
Wrong one?
Go.
I got Proverbs 12:23. It says, "A prudent man concealeth not the hearts of fools, proclaimeth foolishness."
Yeah, I don't know Hebrew. Like now you're playing the part of a fool. Your name is Hebrew, I believe.
Yeah, Tazari. Yeah.
Yohana, which is really supposed to be Yochanan, right? Yeah.
Well,
he's still saying it with an H.
Pseudo.
Yeah, he's still saying it with an H, and you should have already improved after like 30 years, right?
Right.
You think you would have corrected some things. But he still is pronouncing the name with a ha instead of a ha.
17:27. Proverbs 17:27. He that hath knowledge spareth his words, and a man understanding of his own excellent spirit.
Yeah, like if somebody come up and try to, for some reason, these people that like to protect children, they'll come up and talking about pedo this, pedo that. We don't have to engage in a conversation with you about that. Sometimes that's inappropriate. Why the fuck would we talk about age of consent all the damn time? All right, read that again. Oh, we don't have to engage in conversation like these conversations that bear no fruit. Just
Yeah.
because you got the knowledge. Go ahead.
He that hath knowledge spareth his words, and a man understanding of his all right. He that hath knowledge spareth his words, and a man understanding is of an excellent spirit.
Yeah. Somebody come up and say, Ronaldo or Messi. Like, we ain't gotta fucking answer that. Like, who you with? You are Argentina or with Spain? You want to engage in these arguments like you're trying to pull us into a debate. Then it's a loaded question. Do you support Palestine? You know, we don't have to engage in like this type of questions. All right? If they're relevant to the scriptures, we can choose to answer you or not. But you got more?
Keep on 28.
Is it relevant?
Yes. Even a fool piece is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding.
How you break that down wrong?
That's why he has that dude on. Because I've seen it when I looked up on who's going live.
Yeah.
They have a premiere, I believe it's today or it was tomorrow, or it was yesterday. Of he's having that 607 that side mic.
Oh, that demon.
On his damn on his platform. You know, and they go have I guess whatever conversation or debate. But why would you have a conversation with the degenerate like that?
The Bible, the age of the Bible, who law's older, you know, who culture is like stuff like that. It doesn't matter. Israel wasn't the first nation. That's not the point. What book is older? Whose laws are older? Is the Hammurabi Code older than the law that Moses received from the mount, the burning mount? You know, Israel became a nation later. These guys are degenerates. It was made that way. Just because you had a nation and king first doesn't mean that you're right. Doesn't mean that you have superior knowledge. Our God is a living God, okay? Not polytheism. All right. What they say, co-equal, the so-called anti-Christians, co-equal and co-eternal. That's fucking don't make sense.
Coexistence.
John 5 and 30. That totally disproves that theory. John 5 and 30. All right, and that's something that got to do with other religions, with some Babylonian or religion or belief outside of the laws, statutes, and commandments given to us by Yahweh. All right, a co-equal, co-eternal. That don't even make sense.
Yeah, the scriptures say, "Be ye unequally yoked."
What does scripture talk about? None shall want her mate. That co-equal, co-eternal thing is bullshit. All right. That's not it's not in the scriptures. Co-equal and co-eternal. All right. This is the heading our beginning. It doesn't mean the beginning of existence. That's not what the Genesis 1 and 2 says. It's the heading our beginning. Bara Ashyath, I believe, in the Hebrew.
That's right.
It's not the beginning of all matter in the universe. All right. That's not what the book is relaying to the reader. But these fools actually believe that. Then they try to get you, it says them, right? Right? That's what it says. It says them. So that means that other people already existed. And where they can't get his wives from and all that.
I mean, the only thing, look, the only thing you would say, it is the beginning. It's a recount of the, because remember, it's the first 5 books of Moses. Now, was Moses an Israelite? Yes, he was. What was his tribe? Levi. Now, yes, on the 5th day, okay, man was created, right? So it goes into that subject matter. However, there's a focal point. There's a primary reason why that recount is happening in the first place. Because what's being told, what's being recounted, is for Israel,
Right.
the Israelites.
Well, I understand it, yeah. It tells
What
you,
if the Lord said that the Lord turned the reputation of the other nations into spittle, be like unto what? Nothing, like a drop that falleth from a vessel or a bucket.
That's right.
Who's that? Go get it, John. Get Isaiah.
Isaiah
Wait,
chapter.
Hold on, he's coughing.
John chapter 5, verse 30.
Get Isaiah.
Okay.
You don't want John?
20. To the law and to the testimony,
if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Verse 21, and they shall pass through it, hardly bestead and hungry, and it shall come to pass. Sorry.
Start up a little bit.
I'm going to start at verse 19. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 19. And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep, and that mutter, should not a people seek unto their power, for the living to the dead, to the law and to the testimony? If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. And they shall pass through it.
You and Isaiah, right?
Yeah, Isaiah, come. Verse 21, and they shall pass through it, hardly bestead and hungry, and it shall come to pass that when they shall be hungry, they shall fret themselves and curse their king and their power and look upward.
Give me the 13th
Verse
verse.
13.
This is verse 13. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 13. Sanctify the Most High of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. And he shall be for a sanctuary, before a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel. For a gin.
And that's what the wisdom that Yahweh Shai taught. All right. Was Yahweh Shai's job was to bring Israel back to the light, back to the truth, and seal them. And his death and resurrection assured our seat in the kingdom, all right, under Yahweh Shai. Good.
For a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
Meaning that Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel, wasn't going to understand. The majority, the masses, weren't going to understand. All right, go ahead.
Verse 15. And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken. Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples. And I will wait upon the Most High that hideth his face from the house of Jacob, and I will look for him. Behold, I the children of whom the Most High have given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel from the Most High of hosts.
Go to 20.
Verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
Yep, to the law and to the testimony. So it's not just the law, but the prophets, when these prophets speak. All right. So the prophets have the authority to teach the scriptures. Sure. I tell you what the prophecy is going to be. All right. When you go to the church, you only learn like historical events, but they're not qualified to teach prophecy. Historical events, history, and how to be good to your fellow man, which is really talking about Israelites and how to handle the other nations. All right, but they can't break down what the prophecy is. Because the prophecy says that the Messiah is going to return and destroy the people that are in power. 7 heads and the 10 horns. They don't talk about that in the church. So they're not qualified to do so. So they're not talking about how the Lord, the Messiah, is going to come back and destroy the people that are in power, the nations that are in power. They're not to be trusted. They don't understand.
It was like an Edomite looking chick, and it looked like the gospel of Jesus Christ according to John in Romans. So they took and omit all of the other books in the scriptures.
Romans, the first chapter?
They put Romans, it looked like the 15th, Romans 10, like they say about salvation. Here's 3 steps of salvation. They said, here's God's word. And they quote Romans 10 and 17. Faith cometh by hearing, understanding, hearing the word of God.
10.
Right?
Is that 10?
That's Romans 10.
Romans 9.
Was
You
it?
talking about Romans 9 in there?
They ain't got no Romans 9 up in here.
Skip that chapter.
Romans 5, yeah, Romans 5, yeah, Romans 3, yeah, and then it's just like 15 and 16, the King James. Let me see.
Yeah, Romans 9 it tells you that the grace and the glory and the covenant was given to the law. I ain't reading in a while. It's given to the children of Israel. So And Paul was talking to the children of Israel that was scattered in Rome. The churches that was in Rome. The houses of worship that were built up in Rome during the Hellenistic period. All right? And you had Israelites that went over there and created communities before the Hellenistic period.
They got Romans 9 in there. Who are the Israelites?
They got it?
Romans 9.
Yeah, well, there you go. All right, what they got in the cover? They got no pictures, right? Everything is, so it make it universal for everybody to...
Church family.
Yeah, so basically when they include scriptures like that, basically they're trying to get you to worship the so-called jet.
Yeah.
All right? They believe that they're the people that died. But they are not the Shemites. But being a Shemite, you are the elect. Shemite just means you are from a specific family line. It doesn't mean you are of the elect that's going to be delivered and saved. And that's the righteousness, and that's the first fruits of the Most High in the Son. Just because you're a Shemite. All right? There are many Shemites.
Chosen the one. Right, of all the nations that come out of Adam, right?
Yeah.
It talks about the Lord's people. Okay, I don't talk about all the nations. It says, "Thou hast chosen the one nation," and that one nation that the Lord chose is the nation of Israel, which is so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's not all the nations. And what did He choose them for? A divine purpose, right? To be His royal priesthood. All right, and to be a nation of what? Kings. Perpetual rulers, because we're going to rule the next kingdom, and we're going to rule forever. So we're going to be the ones governing the earth in righteousness.
With John 5.
And that's the rights that we have as His people, as His firstborn, as His beloved.
John 5 and 30. I can of my own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just because I seek not mine own will, but the will of the Father which have sent me.
So our child is begotten of the Father.
Hey brothers, let's try to create more of a uniform line for Bakusha. We can move down this way, but we gotta free up the sidewalk a little bit.
Get somebody else another scripture? No? All right.
Well, I have one.
You had one?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, go.
So this is the book of Revelation 19 and 10. It says, "And I fell at His feet to worship Him, and He said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy." So just like the elder was going into, if you're not speaking about the prophecies, if you're not speaking about this nation, all right, or this kingdom being destroyed, right, you're not going into the prophecies, then you're not truly a man of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You know, if you're just talking about, you know, certain things of the scriptures to gain, you know, money or success or, you know, motivation type of, you know, things like that, then you're not truly a man of the Lord. This thing is spiritual, all right? And you tapping into the spirit is going into these prophecies, all right? Going into the MOTB, going into Jacob's trouble, going into World War III, all right? Going into who the wicked is, who the Israelites are, the elect, all right? What salvation truly is, all right? How salvation is truly going to happen, you know? That goes into the testimony of Yahushua. Right?
Anybody got a precept? Get Ezekiel 36 and 5. Get the precepts and 5.
Yeah,
Ezekiel 36 and go ahead.
Yeah, it's just another one you're holding. It says, Proverbs chapter 13 and 3, He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. Yes, so he who keeps his mouth keeps his life, meaning that you have to know, you know, obviously when to speak and when not to speak. It says, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. Yeah, you know, we see a lot of these guys open wide their lips and not, you know, proving it with the scriptures. So
yeah, they're getting their reputation destroyed. Getting respect laws for them. We thought they were intelligent, then he said something stupid like, damn, I know he was that, opened his mouth and proved it. Ezekiel 36 and 5, that was it?
Yeah.
Ezekiel 36 and 5. It says,
For thus said the Most High, Surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possessions with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey.
We saw back then doing it, and they're doing it now today. Who inhabits the land today? So-called white man. Calls himself white. That's a made-up race. I believe sometime in the 1600s, Esau started categorizing himself as a white person. All right? With the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. Go ahead, continue.
Prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys, thus saith the Most High, behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because ye have borne the shame of the heathen.
Meaning the heathen are in the land. All right, so we got Edom and other nations that were in the land of Israel back then. But during this time, I believe the Babylonians had control over the land of Israel. All right. Go ahead.
Therefore thus saith the Most High, I have lifted up mine hand. Surely the heathen that are about you, they shall bear their shame. But ye, O mountains of Israel, ye shall shoot forth your branches and yield your fruit to my people of Israel, for they are at hand to come.
Yeah, people didn't get there yet in mass. You still have a remnant of our people that are there, and some people that went back there from the States, but the majority of our people are not in the land of Israel right now. They're inhabited by the heathen. All right.
I am for you, and I will turn unto you, and ye shall see, and ye shall be stilled and sown.
Tilled and sown.
And shall be tilled and sown.
Meaning that the land is going to bring forth abundance. All right, right now, that the land is not bringing forth abundance. They're still acquiring land through war and mass murder. All right, that's not how the prophecy of Israel returning to the land is taking place, by how they're doing it. All right, they're doing it by carnal means. Israel will return to the land by supernatural means. I continue.
Yeah, that land is actually, because it's defiled under the inhabitants thereof, they got to import trees. They got to import a lot. Stuff don't even really grow over there like that.
And I will multiply men upon you.
That's like, this goes to show you that the people, those aren't the people, because the land would bring abundance. You wouldn't have to. There won't be no reason to import resources. The land itself is the Lord's favorite pit. It should be bringing an abundance. It should be blessed.
Milk and honey.
It's a land of milk and honey.
And they get aid from America.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a welfare state.
They should be able to produce, everything they need from the land, and they should be exported. They should be a main exporter instead of an importer. They got not good technology, but they still get imports from the states. If the United States didn't exist, that state, of the so-called Jays wouldn't exist. So they're a welfare state, like the elder said. Go ahead.
And I will multiply men upon you, all the house of Israel, even all of it.
Why do many of them have dual citizenship? Right? Well, all of them have dual citizenship. So if somebody try to burn their ass up, they can get the fuck out of there. All right? The mustache man was right, apparently.
Shall be inhabited, and the waste shall be builded. And I will multiply upon you men, and beasts, and they shall increase and bring fruit. And I will settle you after your old estates, and will do better unto you than at your beginnings.
That isn't described as current state like this. Absolutely not. Than at your beginnings. Read it again.
Starting from the top, verse 11.
13. Read the verse again. Did you get to 13 first?
No.
All right, read 12.
Verse 12. Yeah, I will cause men to walk upon you, even my people of Israel, and they shall possess thee, and thou shalt be their inheritance, and thou shalt know, henceforth berave them of men. Verse 13. Verse 12. Yeah, I will cause men to walk upon you, even my people of Israel, and they shall possess thee, and thou shalt be an inheritance.
Right, that would be what, from the river Euphrates to the Nile, I believe, or the Mediterranean, when you look up the prophecy. All right? That's the actual possession. Esau is not possessing that land. He's trying to get that land through war. All right? Euphrates River to the great river, I believe it's the Nile River. So they got to destroy a lot of Arabs and mingle people to get that land through war, through a war machine. All right? Those are not the people. Biblically, they're not the people. It's in, look, see that? Ezekiel wrote it. Ezekiel wrote it down. Okay? That is not talking about them. All right? It's not talking about them.
And thou shalt no hereforth berave them of men.
Yeah, they're still dying. Bereave means to remove. All right? They still can die. They still get sick. They still get murdered. All right? So the prophecy doesn't fit them. They're not the people. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Most High, because they say unto you, thou land devoureth up men and has and bereaved thy nations.
Yeah, and it's still doing that. All right? That's what proves that they're not the people. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they wouldn't be relying on the strength of a foreign military.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they'll drop bombs on Iran.
Yeah, you'd be waiting on the Lord. So clearly, there's a big problem there.
Yeah, their defense is the Iron Dome.
Right, not Yahweh Shah, yeah, not the Messiah. Or the Hashem, they would say. The defense is military technology. Right, it don't work a lot of the time, but it does work apparently. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Therefore thou shalt devour men no more, neither bereave thy nations anymore, save the Most High. Neither will I cause men to hear in thee the shame of the heathen anymore.
Well, you saw that Arabs in that land. So this prophecy is not fulfilled in them, in their presence in the land. So they can't be the people. Go ahead.
Neither shalt thou bear the reproach of the people anymore. Neither shalt thou cause thy nations to fall anymore, save the Most High. Moreover, the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Slock, hold on 1 second.
Got it?
Buffer.
I get it.
Yeah.
Ezekiel
Is it Ezekiel, what, 36? What was that?
All right, read.
You can take a break. Somebody else can read.
Ezekiel, where you at?
I was at verse
Ezekiel 36.
36 and 16.
Okay, this is Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 16. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it by their own way, and by their doing.
This is a historical account. This is why we're not in the land anymore. And this is why the true biblical Israelites are not in the land anymore. Ezekiel's going through it. Go ahead.
Their way was before me as the uncleanness of a removed woman.
Unclean. Breakers, transgressors of the law. Go ahead.
Wherefore I poured my fury upon them for the blood that they had shed upon the land, and for their idols wherewith they had polluted it. And I scattered them among the heathen.
That's where the children of Israel are. We're scattered amongst the heathen all around the world. All right? The true biblical Israelites are not in the land right now. Go ahead.
I got a precept to back that up, Elder.
Yeah, go ahead.
Luke 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles will be fulfilled.
Yeah, not fulfilled yet. Just 'cause we're near it, but it's not fulfilled yet. They're still in the land. All right, go ahead.
And they were dispersed through the countries according to their way, and according to their doings I judged them. And when they entered unto the heathen, whether they went, they profaned my holy name. When they said to them, These are the people of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, and are gone forth But I had pity for my holy name, which is the house of Israel, but I had pity for mine holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen, whither they went. Therefore said unto the house of Israel, thus said the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, I do not this for your sake, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake.
Yep, Yahweh. All right. And his son was revealed later, Yahweh Shai. All right. So we do worship the Father and the Son. Go ahead.
Which ye have profaned among the heathen.
And we praise his name. His name is important. It's a focal point of our religion, which is our heritage, our identity. Go ahead.
Whether ye went, and I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathens. When ye have profaned in the midst of them, and the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, when we get the spiritual power and we return to the land, the name of the Lord is going to be magnified. Both Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that destruction that's going to come is going to magnify the name. It's going to begin there. That's what's going to put the fear of the Lord is going to be put back on the earth through that horrific destruction that's going to take place. Like the Lord's name was magnified after we were led out of Egypt. It's going to be magnified even greater being led out of this Egypt, which is spiritual Egypt.
That's right.
It's going to begin there. The name of the Lord is going to be magnified through that terrible destruction.
Go ahead.
Said the Lord Yahweh, the Almighty Power.
What verse are you on?
God, this is verse 23. When I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. Verse 24.
Sanctified. He's still filthy. And he's going to remain filthy until he's burnt up in a pit. Go ahead.
For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries.
For I will take you among the, that's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, not the Americans, not the British, not the United Nations. It says, I will take you from among the heathen. Go ahead.
And will bring you into your land, Salaki, and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all.
That doesn't apply to Esau, Edom. All right, absolutely not. Way off. You think they're the people, you're way off. All right, this is the prophecy when Israel returns to the land. Go ahead.
From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you.
Tel Aviv, they're getting help from heathens, apparently, from Americans, Goyim, Edom. So they can't be the people. It's impossible. What?
A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you.
Right.
And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh.
And that's the nail in the coffin right there, that verse. All right? And that verse right there implies and says directly, really, that the law is going to be put in your inward parts. And you're going to be perfect. All right? So that's going to happen simultaneously when the true biblical Israelites return to the land. We will be given a heart of flesh. All right? I forget where that is. That in Jeremiah?
Jeremiah 30.
Jeremiah 30? 31? Yeah. Jeremiah. So Ezekiel and Jeremiah are on the same page. They got the same prophecy, just expressed in a different way. All right? They're prophecy spirit. All right? 26 verses, the nail in the coffin is they are not the people. 100%. They do not have the heart of flesh. The law is not within their inward parts. They're not perfect. You got them. Some of them are midgets. They look like cavemen. Like, come on. They look like the degenerates. Some of them look like monsters. You know. They obsessed with jewelry and gold and silver. They obsessed with it. You know.
House look. Yeah, like that rat look.
So I mean.
They worship Saturn.
Saturn, Hashem. You can't pronounce the name of the Lord, but how are they going to call on the name of the Lord if they can't pronounce it? You know? How are they going to circumcise babies with their mouth and have nude beaches? They suck the blood up to prevent infection, but it gives infection. They suck the blood up. So how can they have the new heart? That's a new heart? If that's a new heart, then what the hell does the old heart look like? If that's the new heart. Read 26th verse.
Verse 26. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh. Verse 27.
Doesn't apply to the so-called Jay, the little hat guy. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Good.
Or any of the heathen.
Yeah, any of the heathen that are dwelling there. You got the Arab Egyptians thinking they actual Egyptians. Fucking dumbasses. Fucking Egyptians. Egyptians are tall black Africans. Good.
And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them.
More nails in the car. Not talking about the so-called J's. Aren't there a secular government, right? Secular. Yeah. Well, that has a specific meaning. True Zionists are biblical Israelites that believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. They're Edomites. All right, they want the land for themselves. Edomites, they want the land for themselves. And really, it's going to end in their total destruction. But they're not going to get the land. The land is going to be in the thermonuclear fire. That's what the land is going to end up. All right? And some of them are going to try to escape to space. Some are going to try to escape to underground and other countries. But the angels are going to gather them back, and they're going to go into slavery, and they're going to serve. They're going to bow down on their knees. That's right. And yes, sir, thank you, sir. Because sir is short for master. Or Mr., Mrs. is master means master. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, ma'am. They're gonna learn respect. But right now, the Ezekiel 36th chapter totally proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that they are not the people. That's right. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. So if you want to precept on proving that they're not the people, you go to Ezekiel 36th chapter, and the whole chapter is good. All right, whole chapter is good. Anybody got a precept? Because we're about to wrap up.
Nah, I was just thinking about Thessalonians, because when that new heart is given, we're going to be changed in the twinkling of an eye. So where's the time where they were called up hither, okay, and ascended into a cloud, which is really a supernatural vehicle known in the scriptures as a chariot? When did you see these people ascend and be changed in the twinkling of an eye through supernatural means?
Never happened.
Never happened, because it hasn't happened yet, and it's going to happen, but to the actual people of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, beginning with the elect men.
Well, when Esau get abducted, because Ezekiel was abducted, you know, it tells you what he was a vision. Yeah. But when Esau get abducted, they beat the hell out of him. Apparently, Esau get abducted by aliens, all right, which the aliens are angels, the angels are aliens. They beat the shit out of him, and they do all sorts of crazy stuff to him. Yeah, fuck him up.
Yeah, wasn't that what that movie, The Fourth Kind, was about? Angels fucking up Esau.
John Williams, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It was the original one, I believe, from the 70s, and then they think they made a new one too. Okay. Yeah, remake. Yeah. Same.
That might be
same
mispronouncing in the title. I just remember that movie. You know, angels disguising themselves and then come out and just terrorizing their ass.
Well, Esau, he's predictive programming, I believe. They tell you about the things they didn't know about.
But the angels do that in different ways too. Yeah. Remember, the angels, demons are angels too.
Yeah.
Esau constantly is being haunted.
Yeah.
And they tapped into that left hand side too. But anyway, yeah, they never ascended and was changed. That's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen to the elect of the nation of Israel. Again, beginning with the servants, the prophets.
And you know he's a liar, because you look into what the people look like in the manner of the Israelites. They don't fit the description. What the people look like in the manner of the Israelites. It says Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Esau don't fit the description. You basically line all the lines up, man. Esau, you don't start putting X's beside so-called white man. X. And then on Jacob, so-called black Latinos, Native Americans, start writing the Nike marks.
23 and 5, it says, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth.
So Esau, where's Esau king at? Where's Esau's Messiah at? Where is he at? And his bombing every building in Palestine. That's executing righteousness, apparently. You know, you should be able to snap your finger and you take their souls. You know, but they can't. You don't have that power yet, or at least that they're not willing to use. If they had it, just use it.
Yeah, and they should have immortality.
Yeah,
like you said
no
earlier.
death.
They're
Yeah.
subject to death.
No death. No death, which means also no sickness. All right, you won't be able to get sick. All right, go ahead.
It says, in his days, Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely.
Yeah, the 12 tribes coming back together. So it's impossible for Esau Edom to be the true people of the Bible. The Shemites that go back to Jacob.
They don't even know the tribes.
Right, yeah. They'll blow up Rand's horn and say, Ephraim, come home. Like, come on, man. That's fucking stupid. Ephraim, come home. You know. But so long as they worship, as long as they worship money, and as long as they worship money, they can never prove. They can never prove that they're the people. They worship money. But Wisdom of Solomon said that they accounted our lives to be of very little value. I forget how roughly paraphrasing. All right. And their God is mammon. As money is power.
And Israel shall dwell safely, and his name is whereby he shall be called the Lord over righteousness, or Yahweh Shah. And it says, verse 7, therefore behold, the day is come, saith Yahweh, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country.
What I'm saying is Esau never ascended, so he can never make claim to that. All right, and that day's not coming for Esau. But Esau's going to ascend. All right, go up. Says the name of the Lord is a strong tower. Righteous runneth into it and is safe.
Right. As a matter of fact, Zechariah, the 5th chapter, he told you through the spirit of Yahweh Shai that when them chariots come, it's going to be a curse unto you.
Yeah.
It says the curse is in the house of the thief. And what's that? That's America, primarily. You know, so the Lord...
Which is a sword.
The sword, yeah.
Curse was means
nuclear
death.
missiles and pure fire from Yahweh Shai and the angels. It says this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. And that's how vast the chariots is going to be. How magnifying, how glorifying, how fearful. And the Lord said he's going to take vengeance and he shall not meet thee as a man. So yeah, them ships are going to come to deliver his elect, but he's going to destroy you, Esau. The Lord's going to destroy you.
Yep, they're still waiting on Mashiach. But he already came, so he's about to make a second appearance. Good.
Yep. It says, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of... When it says brought up, it means like they ascended. And when you look up the word brought up, which they're going to ascend into the clouds of the chariots, that's how they're going to be delivered. It says, the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country. And from all countries whither, and from all the countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land.
And then descend down to back down to earth. So Esau Edom never experienced that. He never will. All right. Now, when he tried to escape to space, he's gonna be brought down from space to space stations or the lower orbit, not actual space, because Esau can't get out there. And all the images you see that of space are all 3D generated images. They're not real photographs from the. That's why Esau never takes a picture of the sun. All right, because Esau will have to start to prove more things. So he always takes very specific pictures. They're all 3D composites, and they keep hitting what space really looks like. That's part of their witchcraft, part of their lie. All right. We done?
Oh yeah.
All right. Here's your percent.
It's Micah 4 verse 1. It says, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established at the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hill, who shall flow unto it. And the mountains is governments. And the smaller hills are smaller governments, and which means that the house of the Lord is going to be established above all the governments in the earth. That's not the case right now, because they have adversaries: China, Russia, North Korea, and they got missiles and technology that basically can destroy their country. So it's not exalted above the mountains and the hills. It's fighting for that position. It says, verse 2, and many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and into the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths, for the law shall go forth from Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And that's not what's happening right now. The nations are actually looking at it's not real and saying free Palestine. They have the whole world hate that place. What they teach in that place? How to kill babies? How to bomb innocent civilians? Pure wicked. The people not learning anything from them people but to not like them.
How to take peace.
It says, verse 3, and he shall judge them among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Wars and rumors of wars. What's happening right now? You gotta do is cut the TV, you see missiles flying every day. They building more missiles now. They saying America's out of missiles, so they in the factory right now building more missiles. They say you're gonna beat your swords into plowshares and your spears into pruning hooks. And then farming instruments. Nobody gonna learn war no more when the true children of Israel go back to that.
Tend to the fields, the lands. Yeah, we're gonna be repopulating the earth, man. And the earth itself is vast. Plus, the earth itself is gonna expand after that. When this place goes through that destruction, the Lord is gonna also use that to expand the earth. Because the earth can't even contain all Israel anyways. These nations are going to be tasked with managing our land.
Yeah, because the Lord said, because in my house there are many mansions. Yeah. I go to prepare a place for you. We're going to be going to different worlds.
Going to go into different worlds, planets, universe, galaxies, whatever the Lord has out there in store for his beloved. Esau, you're going to be stuck here on earth tending to everything.
Getting your back beat.
With taskmasters above you,
Sabians.
Yeah. And then, you ain't gonna get no damn break. You like to be writing out, coachings and, like to harass Jake, Yeah, you gonna get it good, man.
Yep.
You like to reprimand, micromanage. Just wait. So we're gonna meditate terror.
The time's gonna be slowed back down to it, all right?
Yeah. It's gonna be painstaking. The time's gonna go very slow. Naturally, it does too when you're catching hell. But it's gonna really be slowed down. Right now, the Lord's speeding it up for the sake of the elect and for the sake of His name, for prophecy. But in our kingdom, it's gonna be a slow. You ain't gonna just walk. It's not gonna be like a walk in the park, man. 1,000 years, by the way. Edomites.
That's right.
Before your Obadiah 1 and 18.
At least 1,000. You know. Say reign with Yahweh Shai 1,000 years.
Yeah, we gon' but like the elder apostles, you know, you said we gonna get sick of looking at you. Yeah, man. We only thinking on a whole different level in the kingdom, boy. A whole man. Right now, we like I said earlier, we got them limitations on us, but we still spiritual men. Wait till the Lord really unlock everything to us. We're not gonna be thinking the way that we do now, man. We're gonna be thinking on a whole higher level. We're gonna be made gods again.
Yeah, we're not gonna have the weaknesses and the infirmities that we got now. So
we're gonna be able to enjoy everything and take our time with it.
That's right.
Everything's gonna be in a perfected state for our sake.
Gone. It says, Haggai chapter 2 and 21, it says, Speak to Zerubbabel, governor of Judah, saying, I will shake the heavens and the earth. It says, and I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms. Yeah, you know, going to these different governments of these nations. It says, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen. Yeah, they're, you know, different militaries. It says, and I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them. Yeah, obviously these modern vehicles that these militaries use, and you know those who pilot it. It says, and the horses and the riders shall come down, every one by the sword of his brother. So there you go, just going into Yahweh Bashem Yashai doing it. It says, and I will do it. So as the scripture say, wait ye upon me. So you know, Lord's going to be the one who brings down these heathen.
Bring down the heathen and save his elect through supernatural means, by the way.
Preset testify? Well, this is what's going to happen to them. Isaiah 63 and 1. This is the vengeance of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Who is this that cometh from Edom? And it says Edom, with dyed garments from Bosra. If you look up Bosra, it's a port down in Jerusalem. These that is glorious is his apparel, traveling with the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save, which is the Lord. Wherefore
and that proves that you're going to be destroying one people and saving another. So it's not a universal salvation.
Because that land has to be cleansed.
Okay, Esau going to be destroyed, but the elect that are in the area or that are in America are going to be delivered.
They're set up to be destroyed. Wherefore thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth into the wine fat. I have trodden the winepress alone. So that's the Lord. That's the vengeance of the Lord.
And Basra is a chief city in Edom. Yeah, Basra is a chief city in Edom. I'll let you know who was active, who was talking, and it said it, but it focused on Basra because Basra was a chief city. That's basically America.
Yeah, that's that chief city.
You know? Yep. Yeah, America is basically known as a city. Yep. Now you get that word city from the word citizen.
And of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury. And I doubted that if the Lord loves you, He's going to be furious with you. I mean, I really doubt it.
Tread your wine press. That means He's going to destroy everybody that's in the wine press. America is Babylon.
It's a metaphor for you being destroyed, your blood being shed, you being taken out of power, you losing your strength, your kingdom, being brought down to desolation.
And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment.
Again, that's a metaphor for the destruction that the Lord is going to bring. The Lord ain't really going to stain his garments, but it's representative of how much bloodshed, all right, the Lord is really going to do when he returns. Isaiah 66:15 says that the slain of the Lord shall be many. But he's going to do it through what? Through supernatural means, concentrated fire, great power.
For the day of vengeance is in my heart,
and the year of my redeem is come. So the Lord's gonna rule, regardless of anything. Whatever ideas you guys have, vain opinions, that's okay. The Lord's gonna rule. That shall be it.
Yep, we got a preset we're gonna close on. That's it. Last one.
All right, Khan, this is Obadiah chapter 1 and 16. It says, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Which is the punishment, slavery, destruction, and to basically be ruled over by the Lord's people. And it says, yea, they shall drink and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. Yeah, so they're not going to be like great as they are now. Like Moab is great, Ammon is great, the small hats are great. They're going to disappear from history. So they're no longer going to have that name that they have now. It's going to be all about Yahweh Shema Shah and his people Israel.
And they're returning back to their slave.
Yeah, they're going to be servants.
Moab, my Waspod.
Yep, they're just going to be just servants, man. That's it. That's going to be their name forever.
Subjects.
Subjects to the rules of the kingdom of heaven, to the Israelites.
They're gonna be that nightmare that goes away.
Yeah, yep.
And the whole book is dedicated to them.
That was
Alright, that's everybody have done, which means face to each. Keep all under glory and praise unto
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem HaKadosh.
double honors unto our elder apostles and elder bishops, great millstone, who rule well. A hearty and sincere shalom to all the hopeful elect. I hope you're edified this live stream. Till the next time, we say shalom.
Shalom.